A very good evening. Welcome to Carabao Cup second round live here on LFS this Wednesday evening, and we conclude the second round this evening. 19 ties took place last night, just 4 this evening, 2 of which already underway. They were 7:45 kickoffs, Fulham taking on Bristol City and Oxford United against Brighton. They were 7:45s. Everton Mansfield was originally meant to be 7:45, but that has been delayed to an 8 o'clock kickoff. And of course, our feature game tonight is from Blundell Park as Grimsby Town of League 2 take on Premier League Manchester United, who are making their first appearance in round 2 for 11 years in this competition. We'll see if they can progress this evening. Right, we'll keep you right up to date with all the scores from tonight's games. Here is the full roster of tonight's fixtures. But before we get underway this evening, I'm going to talk a quick bit about these two games, these two teams that we watch at 8 o'clock tonight, and some interesting information. This is a stat that I picked up a little earlier this afternoon. It is one that we're taking with a pinch of salt, of course, a bit tongue-in-cheek, but at the same time, it is a bit strange that there is the parallels. So look at this, deja vu for Man United. As I said, the last time they played in the League Cup second round was 2014-15. We've compared the starts to the seasons for Man United from this season and the 2014-15 season, and these are strange parallels. So in the opening weekend of the season in 2014-15, United lost by a goal to Swansea City. This season, and the opening league game of the season at home, they lost by a singular goal to Arsenal this time round. Then on match day 2 of the Premier League season, they drew 1-1 away from home. In 2014-15, they drew 1-1 away at Sunderland. This season, they drew 1-1 away at Fulham. And, well, this is an unwanted parallel for Man United fans tonight. In that season, in 14-15, they lost their second round tie against the lower league opponent 4-0 to MK Dons. They play a lower league opponent in round 2 of the League Cup tonight, Grimsby Town, away from home. And they don't want that to be a parallel. And that was, as I said, that MK Dons game the last time that Man United played in round 2 of the Carabao Cup. That, combined with the start of the season that Grimsby Town have had, fantastic start to the campaign, 3 league wins out of 5 to start the season, and 2 draws, both coming away from home, so an incredible home record. They've won all of their home games so far this season, including that first round tie against Shrewsbury Town, where they won 3-1 back on the 12th of August. So they have started really brightly, have Grimsby, but they've only kept 2 clean sheets. They're going to have some task in their hands if they're going to keep a clean sheet tonight against Manchester United. Later on, we have the Carabao Cup third round draw. Grimsby against Man United concludes, and then around about 10:30. We think it might be a bit earlier than that now, but around about that time. We'll have all the details from the third round draw to bring you a little later, and we'll tell you more about the ball numbers and all of the procedures for tonight's draw, because it's not as simple as pulling balls from a bowl. It's a little bit more complicated than that tonight, and we'll tell you all about that a little later on. We have our first goal of the evening, and it's come at Caoimhan Cottage. Fulham taking on Bristol City. It's Premier League against Championship, and it is a goal for the Premier League side. Fulham, who are yet to win a major trophy in their history. But after Newcastle and Crystal Palace's successes last season, who knows, it could be a year once again for a team lesser spotted, and Fulham have taken the lead in this one. George Tanner, own goal, has given Fulham the lead there at Caoimhan Cottage. Of course, Fulham held Man United to that 1-1 draw at Caoimhan Cottage at the weekend. And that other game, Oxford United and Brighton, is still goalless. Right, it is a night that these Grimsby fans have been waiting for a very long time. Since it was drawn at the end of round 1, they have been desperate for this night to come. They couldn't wait for it to come. It was 15 long days between their first round and second round ties. And it is the mighty Manchester United, 6-time winners of this competition. They head to Blundell Park, which is absolutely bouncing tonight for Grimsby Town. A fantastic night for them. A referee this evening, Tony Harrington, who's a very experienced top-level official. but it is a night for David Artill's men to try and cause one of the upsets of the competition's history. And remember, Man United's second round League Cup successes are very few and far between over the last few years. As I said, 11 years ago, in round 2, they were knocked out by MK Dons. Tonight, very different for United, and they want to get their first win of the season, and it is not looking like that should be expected come this game around. But we'll see if they can do it, or if Grimsby can stay unbeaten this season when they host Man United here this evening. Let's have a look at the two teams then, starting with Grimsby Town of League 2. Christy Pym is in goal. They've gone for a 4-1-4-1 formation this evening. Harvey Rogers, Tyrell Warren, Cameron McJanet and Jaden Sweeney are all in defence. In that defensive midfield role, George McAaron starts there with a 4 in further midfield. Captain Kieran Green is alongside Evan Curry in the middle. Off the right hand side of that 4 is Cameron Gardner. On the left hand side is Dara Burns, and leading the line for Grimsby Town tonight is Charles Vernon. On the bench, Outen, Staunton, Amalzuler, Davature, Brown, Sunsa Bell, Rose, Cabia and Odure. For Manchester United, changes afoot, but some interesting names in the team sheet tonight. Andre Onana comes in for Altai Bayindir, who started both Premier League games. Onana, with a lot of criticisms last season, he starts in goal. Similar system for Ruben Amorim's side of that 3-4-2-1. In wing-backs, Diogo Dallo at right wing-back. Fredrickson, the youngster, comes in alongside Aidan Heaven with Harry Maguire, the back 3 there. Harry Maguire captains Man United. Patrick Dorgu continues at left wing-back. Kobe Mainu comes into the midfield alongside Manuel Ugarte, as both those midfielders are changed from the weekend's game. Mainu, an unused sub away at Fulham. Amad Diallo stays in the side after he started at right wing back. He's gone further forward in a more attacking role with Matez Cunha, who stays in the side. He's been a real sensation without real any end product for Matez Cunha so far. And Benjamin Sheshko gets his first Man United start at Blundell Park in the Carabao Cup second round. On the bench for Man United, by Indir, Heaton, Leon, Delict, Fernandez, Mount, Mbomo, Casemiro and Xerxes. Strong bench, decent Man United team as well tonight. It's Grimsby Town in the second round of the Carabao Cup. This will be one of the biggest upsets ever in this competition's history if it happens. Man United are certain they don't want it to happen, but they need a win on the board, and they hope that comes tonight. Kick-off at Blundell Park in the Carabao Cup second round. Grimsby against Manchester United. Kick-off is next. A very good evening to you. Welcome to the programme, to the live watch-along commentary of this one between Grimsby and Manchester United. Before kick-off, we have a goal at Oxford United this evening. Oxford of the Championship taking on Brighton of the Premier League in the Kassam Stadium, and it is an early goal for the Premier League side. Fabian Hirschler's side making some big changes, and Oliver Buscagli, the man that comes in to the side, he was set up by Brian Gruda, and they have given Brighton a 1-goal lead. Tough start to the season for Oxford, who don't have any points on the board in the Championship. Right, Grimsby in their black and white home strip. Newcastle, they remind me of Newcastle. Manchester United in their home strip as well. Red shirts, white shorts. As I said, an upset of the most if it happens, if Grimsby can pull it off. But Manchester United have named a decent side, and they're hoping that that is enough to get them through to round 3. And we'll know if they do get through who they will play in round 3 a little later on, as Grimsby get us going then. I remember Man United went away to Newport, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, in a early tie in the Cup. And they ended up winning that game. It was tough for a long while. They ended up coming out winners on that night, Man United. But they will be hoping this one tonight will be a little bit more plain sailing. But something tells me Grimsby are not going to let them have that here this evening. By the way, they are now underway at the Hill Dickinson Stadium as well, as Everton take on Mansfield Town. Mansfield Town managed by Brian Clough's son Nigel Clough as they head to Everton. And here's a chance for Grimsby down the right side. That cross from the right flank there. Good delivery. Trying to see who it was. Again, it comes down this right-hand side. It's the number 18, Dara Burns. Makes the run down the right flank. He chips it across the box. It's too high for anybody in Grimsby colours in there. And it's sailed out for a throw into Man United on the far side. But that was a decent cross by Burns. And already showing the early intentions of the League 2 opposition for Man United. Welcome in, Joseph. Thank you very much for joining us. And Ian as well. Great to have you with us for this one this evening. Amongst many others, I'm sure, joining us this evening. Do get involved in the chat. What do you think about this game? And what do you think of the chances of Grimsby pulling off an ultimate shocker? Here come Man United. Dorgu down the left side. Cunha lifting one into the box. A bit away from Ahmad. On that right-hand side, he will switch it back. Fredrickson under a bit of pressure. Nice work from Mainu. And Ahmad. Nice little combination between those two. Here's Ahmad Diallo. Brought down. And that's going to be a free kick to Man United. And Vernon, the centre forward there for Grimsby, giving away that foul on Ahmad Diallo. Well, at half-time, we'll get into all of last night's results, some of the shockers from last night's results as well, the other 19 ties, and as well, we'll keep you right up to date with the third round draw that takes place after the final whistle here at Blundell Park a little later on. And we'll have all the full details for you live here this evening on this watch-along. Right, Man United free kick, right-hand side, a bit further infield. It's Mateus Cunha that's over it. There are 7 Manchester United bodies in or around about the edge of the 18-yard box. So a lot to target here for Cunha. Right-footed delivery. It's gone all the way through. It's bouncing around the back for Sheshko to try and get involved with, but there's going to be a foul given against Harry Maguire here. We'll see it again. Maguire gets back on side and then tries to battle for the ball and actually shoves over the Grimsby player, the number 21 there, Tyrell Warren, back defending. And that's a free kick to Grimsby Town. Well, there was some funny compilations being put out on social media last night ahead of this game. I caught a couple of them. Some actually mocking the fact that Man United come into this game being terrible at defending set pieces, and Grimsby how well they've played in attacking set pieces this season, and some said that could be the downfall of Man United in this game. Well, who knows, it might be, and that is a tricky thing that Man United has still to find a way to overcome, in that is set pieces, and I'm sure Grimsby will surely target that. I don't know who's celebrating out there, but someone outside my room here is setting off some fireworks. Someone's excited. Right, a free kick here to Man United in their own half. Cunha gets the ball off Maguire, but nicely intercepted down that right-hand side by the number 20 there for Grimsby. I'm still trying to learn the numbers and the names. That was McGearan that won that. And now Grimsby have a throw-in down the right side here on this one. And it is Rodgers that comes across to take. Harvey Rodgers, 28-year-old Englishman. Joined on a free 2 years ago to Grimsby from Accrington Stanley, where he came from the Hull City setup a few years ago. Here come Grimsby down the left-hand side here. A chance. Lifted ball. Bouncing around the back. It's not cleared away by Man United. A very crowded area. Vernon comes off the left to keep it alive. Fredrickson in his way. Vernon does well to lay it off here. This is positive from the home team. Edge of the box. Have to recycle it out wide again. And the cross comes into the box. Maguire with a header away. And it's cleared out for a Grimsby throw. But that's really positive from the home side there. Good combination down that left-hand side by McJanet and Vernon that were involved in that attacking move for Grimsby. They've looked exciting in these early moments. Good, decent bit of possession and a good area of the field. It's looking a bit plain sailing for the other two Premier League sides in action in their games, Fulham and Brighton at the moment. They've both scored again. We'll get to those in a moment as Grimsby again trying to work it towards the box. But Man United fire it long. Right, Fulham are now 2-0 up against Bristol City, and Brighton at the same scoreline away at Oxford. So those two Premier League sides making easy work of lower league opposition. Brian Garuda, who set up the first for Brighton, he scored the second. And for Fulham, they are now 2-0 to the good against Championship side Bristol City. Raul Jimenez has scored for Marco Silva's team. So Fulham 2, Bristol City 0, and Oxford United 0, Brighton 2. Still goalless in that delayed game between Everton and Mansfield. That kicked off at 8 o'clock this evening. It was originally set for 7:45, but it was delayed due to, I think, Mansfield fans struggling to get into the stadium here this evening. Onana under pressure here. Heaven gets it out wide to Dorgu, but Grimsby not afraid to apply the press. Back to Heaven. Under a bit of pressure there. Dorgu just about gets the ball, and it's cleared away by Cunha. Held up well by Šeško, and that's got Man United into a good position here. Dorgu breaking down the left-hand side. He's not got many in support. He's now laid it back inside to Šeško. Benjamin Šeško with a shot blocked. And Cunha with an effort that's charged down and will bounce towards the Grimsby goalkeeper, Christy Pym, to take catch of. Well, those are the two stars. Certainly two of the highlight stars for Man United in the team tonight. Benjamin Šeško, his first Man United start, and Matheus Cunha. And both had an effort at goal there. Both blocked. That'll be another thing Man United will have to overcome tonight, is the fact that when Grimsby do get back, they will try their hardest to put their bodies on the line to deny Man United a clear shot at goal at any real stage. And that's where Man United will have to be a bit more creative. Cunha, deep in his own half, under pressure, loses the ball. That's lovely little triangle passing there from Grimsby. McEaron over the top, trying to work it in behind. Nicely headed away by, that was Fredriksson. And now Dallow trying to get it away, but they can't get up the field at the minute there, Man United. It's back into the box it comes. Here's Gardner. Calls of offside, and it did go across the byline there from Gardner. You could see that from a mile off, and that's going to be a Man United goal kick. But he did well there, Cameron Gardner, to keep it alive for Grimsby. But again, Man United making it a little bit more difficult for themselves than they need to. Trying to force the ball away. And making some silly little moves at the minute. The visitors. Long kick there by Onana. Up and one by Warren at the back here for Grimsby. It's brought down by Amad Diallo on the right-hand side. We're also keeping you up to date with the other games in the Champions League tonight. Of course, the playoff round. We'll know all of our 36 Champions League teams come the end of this evening's business. And Ferencváros, despite beating Carabao in the early kickoff, Carabao have progressed in that one 5-4 on aggregate. Ferencváros won 3-2 tonight in the game, but 5-4 Carabao progress on aggregate. At the minute, it's goalless between Benfica and Fenerbahce. That game was goalless from the first leg. Rangers 1-0 down on the night against Club Brugge. They were 3-1 down from Ibrox last week, so it is 4-1 to Club Brugge. An even higher mountain to climb for Russell Martin's side, and even worse for them in the last few minutes, Max Aarons, who's been a little bit of a struggler at right back for them to start the season. For Rangers, he's now been shown a red card. So Rangers down to 10 and 3 goals down on aggregate. It is a near impossible task for the Scottish side to get overcoming there. And Copenhagen taking on FC Basel in that game in Copenhagen. It is 1-1 from the first leg. It is goalless tonight. Right, that's the Champions League updates for you. And as Grimsby clear that one long with Mick Janet. And he seemed to have clipped Ahmad on the way through there, but the official said there was no foul. Yeah, he got the ball cleanly there. That's a good challenge by the defender. Another thing about Grimsby, of course, they'll use all the dark arts as best as they can. They'll do everything they can to stifle Man United, and one of those is physicality, which has been in question for Man United over last season, and certainly at the start of this season. Their lack of physicality at times on and off the ball, really. Oh, that's a back pass from Heaven back to Onana. It's got the crowd a little bit excited. But Onana distributes it well. Can't say very much for Fredrickson there. He almost got caught out. Back to Maguire. Not looking fluid at the minute, Man United. Dorgu just about keeps it in on the left side. Strays into the centre and lays it off to Fredrickson. And he works it back to Onana. Firing long, Andre Onana. Flick on header there from Šeško. Will go all the way through to Christy Pym in the opposing goal. Of course, coming into this one tonight, we all know what would be the romantic outcome. And as however slim it may be, the saying always goes, you never know in football. Anything is possible. They haven't met in any competition, these two, since the 1947-48 top flight campaign. The Mariners won 4-3 at Old Trafford and drew 1-1 at Blundell Park that season. Here's a chance for Gardner. Headed it straight at Onana. It's a good cross, good early cross. And Gardner won his header free in the box. And unfortunately for him, straight at Onana. Here come Cunha down the other side. Well blocked by Warren. Cunha will keep it alive off the left. Back to Ugarte. Now Mainu. Not been settled at all in these early 12 minutes, Man United. Not settled at all. Ugarte inside it, finds it to Mainu. We'll switch it out to the right here to Dallo. Dallo with a chip ball in. Cunha unmarked. Good header, but well blocked again by Grimsby. Let's work back out wide to Dallo. Ahmad. Inside to Mainu. Back out wide to Dallo. Getting a bit of rhythm now, Man United. Here's Ahmad. Again Dallo, but passing the ball, but no final pass on there in the box. There was bodies in there. They didn't want to put the cross in as it works its way all the way back to Harry Maguire. Eden Heaven trying to break forward. Gives it out wide to try and find Dorgu, who just overstretched it. And it goes out for a throw-in to Grimsby Town. Well, that's what they kind of need tonight, the home side. Is that little bit of sloppiness in Man United's play that just breaks up a bit of momentum and making them their own worst enemies. Yeah, Gardner was offside anyway from that header a bit earlier. He was a good yard or two offside. As that's going to be a drag by Eden Heaven on Cameron Gardner. That will get Grimsby up the pitch a little further, up to the halfway line. Here is McJanet. Out wide to Sweeney. Flicks it over the top. One to be chased here. Nicely taken down. That time by Curry. Chips it back inside. That's a lovely little link up. And they've won a corner here, Grimsby. Charles Vernon wins the corner. Yeah, it was good play down that left channel. Lovely ball up the line towards Curry. And then he played it inside to Charles Vernon. And Vernon won the corner off the Man United defenders that were trying to block him. And the first corner for Grimsby Town, the first corner of the night, goes to the home team. We know Man United's defending from corners is far from supreme. Right-footed delivery. Oh, tried to go direct there, and Onana was a little worried. See it again here. And Onana, did he get a hand to it? Looked like he might have. He did. He palmed it over himself and into his own net there, Onana. He had to fly it over. So a corner to Grimsby on the opposite side now. That's what I mean. They're going to try and target the goalkeeper time and time again, Grimsby. You will see what other teams have done to United this season. Especially Arsenal. Dara Burns with the delivery from the left. Flicked and cleared away. Brought down in the second one. Edge of the box. Flicked back round the corner. And the shot there from Warren has gone wide. Again, it was a little better from Man United getting the first contact on the header and getting it away, but he still allowed a little bit of space in the edge of the box in the second phase, and could have caused them a few issues there, but it didn't. Dallow down the right-hand side. It's gone flying forward. It's one for Ahmad to chase. Nicely defended there again by Grimsby. Well won by Mainu. Spins onto the ball and tries to get Man United forward, holding off his marker. A little late on the challenge, the marker. The referee says play advantage. Here's Ahmad down the right. And he didn't get the advantage on that occasion, and Grimsby have it back. And they can't keep it in play. Down that left-hand side on that occasion, Vernon couldn't get onto it quick enough. Benfica had thought they'd taken the lead against Fenerbahce in that one this evening. That goal was ruled out for Vangelis Pavlidis, who was a real hero for Benfica in the Champions League last season. He thought they'd given them the lead there this evening against Fenerbahce, but that goal was disallowed. Still goalless. Still goalless, by the way, in that game between Everton and Mansfield in the Carabao Cup second round in their new stadium, the Hill Dickinson, for Everton. But haven't really got going so far tonight against Mansfield Town. A decently strong side from David Moyes put out tonight, including Grealish, Tierno Barry, Carlos Alcaraz, Michael Keane, James Tarkowski, all starting tonight. So a strong side for Everton, not looking to be caught out at home in the Carabao Cup. And you could expect maybe Everton to go strong in the cup competitions this season. Maybe wanting to use the cup competitions as a bit of a distraction from maybe the league at times. Something they could probably get success from, as Man United there trying to spray it wide. Kobbie Mainoo, and again he's overhit that one out wide. It goes out for a throw to Grimsby Town on this near side here. A little bit sloppy there for Man United. Romeo says, I love this stream, you're such a good commentary. Thank you very much indeed for that support. Thank you very much. That's lovely work in the air there from Man United, but Ahmad couldn't keep it. Nicely won back though by Ugarte, comes crashing in. Wins the ball. The referee says play on. Mainu. Cunha. Back to Fredrickson. Out wide it goes to Dallow. This is a bit better from United, but Dallow again, completely heavy touch, terrible touch, and that allows Grimsby to receive the ball again. Long ball from the keeper. Maguire doesn't deal with it well. Cries a handball from the crowd. Referee says play on as Gardner has it, and he feeds it out wide here. Man United could be caught a little bit. Breaking down the left is Vernon, who runs right into Harry Maguire, and the referee says no foul. Does Man United get it away then? Around the diagonals there, and Dorgu's crossfield pass was intercepted. Grimsby showing a real endeavour so far in this game not to allow Man United to have it all their own way. Really positive from the home side. That's a lovely little inside pass. Heavy touch though. Allows Maguire to step in. Put it out for the throw in. The crowd are loving this so far at Blundell Park. Blundell Park has a capacity of 9,000. I'm sure they're all packed into this stadium. Actually, we saw shots before the game of people climbing out their bedroom windows to get to see this game on their roofs and on their mini roofs. Crazy. As they try that ball around the corner. Nicely cut out by Dorgu. Trying to find Dara Burns down that right-hand side. They've got this throw in now, Grimsby. It's Harvey Rodgers again on this right-hand side. Going to go short with a throw. Nice little 1-2. Back to Rodgers. Nice little drag back and spin. And as they try and work it in the narrow, tight spaces, Grimsby. Man United come out on top. Ugarte. Mainu. Dorgu does well to lay it off quickly. Ugarte has to go back to Aidan Heaven. So far, Man United have had 60% of the ball to Grimsby's 40. Man United 3 shots, Grimsby with 2 shots. Grimsby with the only shot on target so far. So far from a clean start from Man United. Home side starting to trying to put a bit of pressure on them. Ugarte, Fredrickson. Heavy touch again from Ahmad. That's what's getting Man United into trouble, and they've given it away again here cheaply. Up to go Garner it goes. Now out wide to Burns. Burns trying to switch it across. Burnham's at the back post. Burnham with a shot. He's found the net. Can you believe it? George Burnham's done it. Grimsby Town have first blood against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. You could barely believe it. Charles Burnham has given Grimsby an unbelievable start here at Blundell Park. League 2 opponents are leading Manchester United. Our past history's coming back to haunt United in the Cup. Again, it's a heavy touch. It's a nothing moment that turns into an everything moment for Grimsby Town. They work it really well. Gardner, you think he's going to run through, he's going to go for it. No, he's really smart. He lays it out wide to Dara Burns on this right side, and you think Burns is going to go for it. No, smart again. Switches it to the back post. Man United unmarked. Charge Burnham at the back post. He decides to hit it on the half volley. Onana non-existent at his near post, and it fires into the back of the net. Dream start for Grimsby. Terrible start for Manchester United. Is the cup set on? Grimsby Town 1. Manchester United 0. My goodness me, it's not, is it? Surely not. What a start for Grimsby Town. I can barely believe it. But you better believe it. That is sensational stuff. Charles Burnham. His first goal for Grimsby since the goal in the 3-3 draw against Harrogate away from home at the start of this month. It's only his second goal of the campaign. His third goal involvement after an assist as well against Crawley at the start of the season. But my goodness me, Bruno Fernandes can't believe it on the bench. I don't think anybody can believe it so far. I certainly do not believe it. But there we are. There we are. Charles Burnham. My goodness. Real English says, just got here, how are the young defenders doing? I don't think Fredrickson and Heaven have been bad, but again, it's Man United back post defending. It will be on, I think, Fredrickson, because he was the one marking that back post, Tyler Fredrickson. But again, these are the risks that Man United take, putting youngsters into the side. They need to be helped. They need to be shown the way by the leaders. And that is a bit of a sloppy move. Here comes Cunha, though. Trying to break forward for United. He's held onto the ball well here. He's given it off to Ahmad. Ahmad with a chance. And that shot straight at Christy Pym in the Grimsby goal. That's the first real glimpse of goal that Man United have got so far in this game. In 24 minutes, it's the first real opportunity to have a go at Christy Pym's goal. And it was a comfortable gather for the Grimsby keeper in the end. Well, just wow. Wow, indeed. That's all you can say as to what we've seen so far in this game. And this is a stat that we will read out now, because I didn't think I was going to get the chance to read it out earlier on. Manchester United have a 100% progression rate in the League Cup when facing teams from the 4th tier of English football, and most recently beating Colchester 3-0 in the 2019-20 quarter-finals. They have never ever been beaten, Man United, by a team from the 4th tier in the League Cup. They are trailing 1-0. Let that stat sink in for yourself. But here come Man United here. Benjamin Šeško in behind. He's chipped it round the back. Well headed away. And that's going to be a push on the edge of the box by Ahmad. And that's going to get Grimsby out a bit of bother there. That was good work from Curry to put pressure on Ahmad to block the ball and to get the foul. I was that excited I didn't even put the details into the ticker at the bottom of the screen there. On the goal, there it is. Confirmation charge. Vernon was the scorer in the 22nd minute of this match. And what a finish. Beautiful first touch. And then swipes it with his right foot. Straight, low, hard, near post. Onana should do so much better, but he's nowhere near it. It's terrible goalkeeping from one, but it's a fabulous goal by Charles Vernon. Just gorgeous. They got themselves into that trouble, Man United. They did it. It was all of their own doing. A sloppy move in the middle of the pitch. They didn't recover, but it was great kind of composure from Grimsby players. I said it when I was the goal was replaying in front of me, and I was explaining it to you. So many times in these fixtures, we see teams get a brick of the ball, the lower league team get a brick of the ball, and they panic, or they rush it, or they kind of make a stupid foul, or kind of have a shot from about 30 yards that's never going anywhere. As Šeško does well here, it might be a chance for United to get back into the game. Šeško's shot from the edge of the box is charged down once again and cleared away by Caoimhan. But again, as I said, so many times we see these lower league teams have these wasteful shots. And again, they don't know how many shots they're going to have a goal against the bigger sides per se. But the composure was what really took that goal for me. You know, Gardner, he's already had a few chances in the game. You think he's settled into the game. Maybe he's going to go and have a chance at maybe having a shot at goal. But he's sensible. He's smart. They've won it back again here, Grimsby, and they're in again. It's a 3-on-3. Down this left-hand side they come. It's Vernon again. He's covered over by Dallow as he retreats. A lot more Man United bodies retreating into the box this time around. And Grimsby still have the ball. They're going to go for the cross. It's another chance. It's another opportunity. It's going to be find the back of the net, but it's going to be disallowed for a handball, I believe. Yeah, the referee, Tony Harrington, could see it. It did find the net, but it was a handball that's going to disallow it. We'll see it here. Heaven. Oh, does it come off the arm? I can't really see. See it here again. It's Gardner on it. He takes the touch. It does come off the underside of his arm. And then goes into the net. But it does come off his arm. And he is the one to score it. And by the laws of the game, you can't score a goal directly after a handball. Here's a chance to win behind. Gardner's got him behind again. Man United on the ropes here. As Maguire has to make a block. And the bounce of the ball will stay in. Here's Vernon again on this left side. He's worked it across the box. And firing away in behind for a corner is Fredrickson. They are really on the ropes here at the minute, Manchester United. No goals elsewhere in the Carabao Cup ties since we last updated you from the other three games. Two of those 7:45 kickoffs, one kicked off around about the same time as us here. So no updates to tell you about. Corner to Grimsby, left-hand side. Might go short. Have to player over there to try and take the short option. It's Vernon that's over it. Ahmad's told he's too close by the referee to the corner. They do go short. Work back to Vernon, who will lift it into the box. Up and around. The keeper's not there. And it's an empty net to find it into. It's Warren. It's 2-0. You thought 1-0 wasn't good enough. It's 2-0 to Grimsby Town. It's Man United from corners again. Onana came flapping at it. He got nowhere near it. And the ball falls. It's an empty net. And it's Tyrell Warren to find the net. Ruben Amorim's side are 2-0 down to a League 2 team. Give it all to Grimsby. But Manchester United, hang your heads in shame. What is this defending? It's Vernon with the ball in. It's beautiful work from the corner. They work it short. They work it back in. It's Vernon with the delivery. And again, Onana comes flapping at it into a crowd of bodies. He palms at it. He's playing patty cake with one of the defenders. There's nothing going on there from Onana. It falls down. Vernon gets a control of it. It comes off his chest. And he fires it in for 2-0 to an empty net. I mean, this is a stuff of even dreams. I don't even think the Grimsby fans could have dreamed of this. Grimsby Town 2. Manchester United 0. My goodness me. 2-0. What? Just what? Just what? I mean, my goodness. Man United certainly on the ropes. Ahmad. Why did Dallo? If they weren't in dire straits at 1-0, certainly are now at 2. My goodness me. I think I need to take a breath. 2-0 to Grimsby Town. I did not expect to be saying that right now. But I am. And that's the craziness of the Carabao Cup. Of this competition, of cup competitions as a whole. Wow. League 2 Grimsby are 2 to the good against the Premier League's giants, Manchester United. Goodness me. Here's Amad Diallo down the right hand side. Back to Fredrickson. Now Ugarte. Want to get a bit of rhythm here, Man United. Try and get something to be positive about from this first half. They've still 13 minutes to go in the half. That's a lovely little threaded through ball. Maguire to Šeško, who from a wide angle has a reverse shot at Christy Pym. And it's caught by the Grimsby keeper. As easy as you like for him. Not much power behind that at all from Benjamin Šeško. And it is remaining 2-0 to the home side. As we know, a long way to go in these games. But my goodness, what a start for the home side and David Artell. He said about what they need to be wary of tonight, of the quality and the class that Man United have on show, the stars that they have and the international players that they have. But he said in a one-off game, we just need to do our very best and do what we do best. And they have so far done what they do best, Grimsby. And that is take advantage of sloppy moves, be calm, composed in the final third, and use that to their advantage, as Manuel Ugarte is going to be penalised here for a challenge on the number 4 there for Grimsby, which is their captain, Kieran Green. And that's a free kick to Grimsby on the right hand side here. Oh my goodness me. Wow. 33 minutes gone and that scoreline is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Charles Vernam and Dara Burns are over this free kick on the right hand side for Grimsby. Chance to, I mean, I'm not even going to say it, but a chance to get the ball into the box again. Vernam has been a delight so far. He whips it in again. Up and away at the back post by Aidan Heaven, I believe that was. And it's gone all the way back to Christy Pym in the Grimsby goal. Right, it is goalless between Everton and Mansfield there. 34 minutes gone there in that one at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. There's a battle down this right side. Dorgu shielding Dara Burns that time. And then half-time in those two earlier kickoffs. Fulham 2-0 up against Bristol City at half-time. And Oxford 2-0 down at home against Premier League Brighton at the break as well. 2-0 to Grimsby Town here against Premier League opponents. Mainu does well in between the lines. Out wide to Dorgu, who tries to go for a cross early, but he's left far too much on that. Telegraphed it behind for a goal kick. That's that type of lack of quality that will let Man United down here in this game. Again, it's really poor. It's really poor goalkeeping from Andre Onana for the second goal. I mean, it's absolutely unreal how that even ends up in there. I mean, it comes crashing out. He takes out two players and still gets nowhere near the ball. I mean, it's absolutely bizarre. Bizarre. I mean, this is two different goalkeepers now for Man United who are flapping at things from corners. They cannot, for the life of them, seem to get anywhere near them. I mean, what are they doing in training? Free kick here to Grimsby. A foul given away by Tyler Fredrickson, who's just been shown a yellow card by the referee Tony Harrington. He's arguing his innocence there, Tyler Fredrickson, who gets a booking. And it was Curie that was brought down on that one. Evan Curie. See it again, he just heads the ball past Fredrickson, and Fredrickson just leaves one in on him. And there's a free kick. That's a good 35, 36 yards out here from Grimsby. It's slightly to the right of centre. Man United have set their defensive line right on the edge of the 18-yard box from this free kick. Taken short this time. There's going to be a shot there. Blocked in the edge of the box from the number 20, McEachran. Now out wide to Dara Burns. Right hand side. Body still in the box for Grimsby. Burns to try and cross it. Takes a deflection. It's headed across. There's no one there. That was a good bit of play from Grimsby again. There was no one there to mop it up at the back post. If there was, that could have been 3-0. Man United are at 6s and 7s here at the back, and they are so unable to compete. I mean, this is shocking. Dara Burns again, good cross. It takes a deflection off Dorgu, sliding in to challenge for it. The header comes at the near post by Gardner. No one at the back post to try and help him out, unfortunately for him and his teammates. But Man United are absolutely all over the place at this minute in time. Ian says, who's Man United's goalkeeper coach? That's what I mean. What are they doing in training? There's no way, after 3 games, they have not done defending set pieces in their training. Flick ball over the top here, headed behind. Under pressure from Diogo Dalot for a corner. Grimsby with another corner here. But, I mean, what are they doing? It baffles me. Do they just come into training and sit and have cups of coffee and all in the morning and do nothing? I mean, it's the same things every single game so far. I've watched all 3 Man United games, the 2 league games and this one, and I've seen the same things. Corner taken in this time from the left side, cleared away at the near post. And a bit of a clash there from Grimsby players as they try and work it back into the box. Cunha, bobbling ball out wide to Dorgu. Man United want to get forward and try and cut this deficit in half here. Flick ball into the box. It was Sheshko that was in there, but it was the defender that got the connection. And Dorgu, well challenged, out for a Man United throw-in down this left side. But Dorgu might have hurt himself here. It's Harvey Rogers with a strong challenge, but a fair one, said the referee. And he is in a bit of pain here, Patrick Dorgu. Yeah, the goalkeeping coach, whoever they are, certainly needs to be checked. Because, my goodness, what is going on? I mean, they do say you're only as good as your worst kind of players, but my goodness me, the Man United goalkeepers have certainly not been anywhere near where they should be in terms of performance. Altai-Bayin's here and Andre Onana. So that's going to be a little bit of a late foul on Dalot there. It's going to get Man United a free kick. It was Vernon this time that was a little late. And the Man United wing back. Yeah, he just tried to catch the ball, and then the little spin there from Dalot. And that caught out Vernon to give away the free kick. It's 5.5 minutes to go in the first half here at Blundell Park. Grimsby Town 2, Manchester United 0 here in the Carabao Cup second round. We'll analyse the third round draw, what is coming up on that. Also all of last night's results and the first halves from all of tonight's ties. Do stay with us at half-time for all of that action. Free kick to United into the box. Not cleared away first time, and it is eventually cleared. Back out wide to Cunha, who will try and deliver it in again. Took a flick. And again it's cleared, this time by Tyrell Warren. Worked back out wide to Dorgu for Man United, trying to make something of this positive play so far, United. Dorgu, Mainu, flicking it into the box. Offside was Ahmad, and it was caught by the keeper anyway, Christy Pym. But it was right at him in the end. Now they want to break away here. Grimsby, they just couldn't keep it in play down that left side. It was a nice idea. It was the right move. Just a little bit heavy on the pass, and Ahmad was a good few yards offside there when he tried the overhead kick. It was at the keeper, right at the keeper anyway, but he was offside. Well, can you believe what we're seeing here this evening? Let us know in the chat. Tell us what you think of this one so far. And do you think Man United will be coming, find a way back in this game? Or do you think the upset is most certainly, definitely on the cards here? Let us know what you think in the chat as well. Here's Dorgu down the left-hand side. Decent possession here for United in the last few minutes. Kobbie Mainoo swinging it out to the far right. Dallow takes it down. Again, isolated a little bit there. Dallow chips the ball into the box. Body's in there. Header is up. Good save by Pym, who is there quick as you like from Benjamin Šeško. And that's a good save. Yeah, good delivery by Dallow this time. Lofted it up. It's held up in there, and Benjamin Šeško gets a good header to it. But he just can't find the pace and power to take it past the Grimsby keeper, who does really well. He doesn't catch it the first time. He takes the pace off it, palming it, and then he catches it the second time. It's a good save by the keeper. Good technical save as well. Man United give it away cheaply again, and there's a run on in behind here from Burnham, who was going to challenge for the ball, but Maguire got there first, who can recycle for Man United. Heaven under pressure, sends it sailing forward. Up and one down that left side by Sweeney, and then flicked round the corner by Green, but his header couldn't stay in the confines of the pitch. Wow. I'm still in shock. Here's Dorgu off the left side. Good clearance there by Tyrell Warren again. Already scored at one end, and he's trying to impact his team defensively at the other. Heaven to Dorgu. Shown too much there to Dara Burns, but he's shown it back to him. Dorgu with the ball into the box. Overhit. Comes out to the opposite wing back to Dallow. Now Mainoo. Back out wide to Diogo Dallow. Now Ahmad. Working it nicely down this right hand side are Man United. Grimsby trying to stifle them at every opportunity. Good challenge there, but Man United keep the possession with Cunha. Heaven. Matheus Cunha. Steps inside onto his right foot. Still going as Cunha, dragging it all the way. Try to go himself. And in the end, the block from Grimsby by a number of their players there, throwing their bodies at it. Sees it fly out for a throw-in down the right-hand side. Manchester United for life says, shout me out please. Thank you very much for joining us. Great to have you with us this evening for this one. I'm sure he is having a meltdown there, Ian. Ball into the box here for United. Šeško beaten to it with his header. Warren again trying to battle Ugarte, trying to have a shot blocked again by Warren. And then the through ball there down the right for Ahmad is overhit by Mainoo. Goal kick to Grimsby Town. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Yeah, Ian, I think it's crazy what we've seen so far. But, I mean, I don't even think Man United fans will be... I mean, they'll be shocked. Of course they'll be shocked that they're 2-0 down against a League 2 opponent. I'm sure they didn't think it would be this bad. But deep down, I'm sure they're not 100% shocked. Because what they've seen from their players so far this season is that real kind of frailty in areas. And this is what lower league EFL teams are all about. Physicality, getting in, winning challenges, putting balls into the box, set pieces. Everything that Man United aren't is exactly what every EFL team is. And that is, to me, I know it's surprising that it's 2-0 to Grimsby, and it is a shock. It is. But is it really an overall shock that Man United have conceded 2 goals from a loose ball in midfield when they lost a physical battle and don't recover quick enough? That's exactly what Man United have been. and the second one comes from a set piece. I mean, is that really shocking? Not really. But it's a shock that they've scored the two of them. But is it really a shock that Man United have conceded chances from those sorts of situations? Not really, in my opinion. Deep down, I think Man United fans will see the similar kind of problems that have been reticent throughout Manchester United's season, this season and last season, and will say, where is the progression? And they might have the right answer. They might have an answer to it, in that it's just not good enough from Ruben Amorim and his team at this minute in time. Grimsby getting the bounce of the ball again and wanting a foul there. Not going to get it that time, as Ahmad picks it up for United. 2 added minutes, by the way, at the end of the first half. We have a minute of those to go. We'll get to the Champions League updates as well at half-time, because there's a very interesting story developing there. Ball into the box. Too close to Pym again. Is he Northern Irish, Christy Pym? He is. 30 years old. Didn't know that. Good to know. He's performed decently well so far tonight. He's made a couple of saves. Nothing of real crazy note. I think there's nothing that's been fired at him where he's had to deal with it or get it clear or pump it over the top. But it's all been not comfortable, but relatively decent enough that he should be okay with it. And there's the half-time whistle, which is met with roaring cheers from the 9,000, or at least the majority of the 9,000 inside Blundell Park. They dared to dream before kick-off, but I don't even think in their wildest dreams that they thought this would be possible. Half-time in the Carabao Cup, second round. Listen to this scoreline. Half-time, it is League 2, Grimsby Town 2, Premier League Manchester United 0. We'll analyse the first half and all the rest of the Carabao Cup ties when we come back in a few minutes. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and battered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to Carabao Cup Live here, second round action this evening from Blundell Park. It is League 2 Grimsby 2, Manchester United 0 at the break. Unbelievable stuff. Charles Vernam and Tyrell Warren, the two scorers for the League 2 side, who are unbeaten so far this season in League and Cup. And it looks like that is going to continue at the halfway mark here in this one this evening. Let's have a look at our other second round ties so far this evening. 3 other ties underway for you. There was a 8 o'clock kickoff at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton taking on Mansfield. It was meant to be a 7:45, but it was delayed due to, I think, supporters not being able to get into the stadium. So it is goalless. There's just gone half-time there. It is goalless. So might not just be one upset possibly on the cards tonight. Another lower league side holding Premier League opposition at Mansfield of League 1 under Nigel Clough. are keeping Everton at bay there in Merseyside. In West London, it is a bit easier for Fulham taking on Championship side Bristol City. They're 2 goals up at the break. They're into the second half of that game, by the way. It's just kicked off the second half. George Tanner with an own goal, followed up by Raul Jimenez's finish, has Fulham 2 to the good for Marco Silva, and his team looking like they will progress to round 3 this evening. And in that other game, in the Carabao Cup this evening, Oxford United, also the Championship, 2-0 down at home against Premier League opponents. Brighton are leading 2-0 there. Olivier Buscagli, set up by Brian Gruda for the first, and Brian Gruda turned provider to finisher to make it 2-0 to Brighton. In that first half, it is 2-0 as they start the second half there. But of course, the scoreline of the night, and probably of the round, maybe even in the history of this competition so far, is Grimsby Town 2, Manchester United 0. Remember the stat I read out to you when they were 1-0 up? Let's just read it again and reiterate it. Manchester United have a 100% progression rate in the League Cup when facing teams from the 4th tier of English football. They most recently beat Colchester 3-0 in the 2019-20 quarter-finals. They have never, Man United, in the history of this competition, ever been beaten by a team from the 4th tier of English football. And at half-time, Grimsby of League 2, the 4th tier of English football, are leading Manchester United, the 6-time winners, 2-0 at half-time. There is just the evidence of how good a first half it's been for Grimsby and how bad a first half it has been for Manchester United. Right, we'll talk more about the game in a moment, but let's tell you what's happened across last night. These were the 19 ties that took place last night, all found out for you, fully listed for you here. Reading 2-1 winners against AFC Wimbledon. Cambridge United got an upset at home there against Charlton Athletic. They made 11 changes, though, Charlton of the Championship. They went down to 10 men as well in that game and lost 3-1 away to Cambridge of League 1. The All-Premier League tie between Wolves and West Ham was a cracker, a 5-goal thriller there. 2 late goals from Jorgen Strand-Larsen got Wolverhampton Wanderers through to round 3. And of course, Jorgen Strand-Larsen's been linked with a move away to Newcastle. 2 Newcastle bids have been rejected by Wolves, but is there a bit of bite back if Newcastle certainly add to their advantage and maybe add to their possible need for a striker? Could they go in for a further bid? We'll see, but Wolves hold on to their striker for the moment, and that striker very crucial because he got them into the 3rd round of the Cup. It was a red card that derailed Accrington's chances of going through. Doncaster scored 2 goals after Accrington went down to 10 last night, and Doncaster Rovers head through. Barnsley came from behind against Rotherham. 2 second-half goals meant they were heading through to round 3. 2-1 winners there. Another shocker came at St Andrews as Championship Birmingham were knocked out against League 1 Port Vale, who scored just 1 goal in that game. Port Vale winners against Birmingham, a real shocker there from a League 1 team. Bournemouth and Brentford battled in an All-Premier League tie, but Keith Andrews, 2 wins out of 3 for him as Brentford boss now, and back-to-back clean sheets as well for them as they beat Bournemouth by 2-0 on the night. Fabio Carvalho and Igor Thiago with the 2 goals there for Brentford to knock out Bournemouth. It was a close affair between Bromley and Wycombe. Bromley, who knocked out Ipswich in round 1, but they weren't to do the same, unfortunately, against Wycombe Wanderers on the night. They did take them all the way to penalties, though, but Wycombe did win in sudden death penalties by 6 penalties to 5. It needed a late winner from Burnley to oversee Championship Derby County. It was 1-1 in the game going to added time. A late winner from Burnley secured the Premier League side's place into round 3. A late goal also came between Burton and Lincoln. It was Lincoln that got the only goal of that game to head through to the next rounds. To the right-hand side of your screen, it was easy work in the end for Cardiff on the night there at the Cardiff City Stadium. 3-0 winners at home to Cheltenham Town. Millwall beating Coventry, who put 7 past QPR at the weekend, did Coventry, but they had 2 put past them tonight, or last night, sorry. Millwall winning by 2-1. Alex Neil's side progress. Frank Lampard's side are out. It was easy work for Southampton as they headed to Carrow Road. 3-0 victors for the Saints on the road away to Norfolk, and they came back. They will be heading back to the South Coast with all of the goals and all the action and a place in round 3. It was another comeback for Hollywood Wrexham as they took on Preston in an all-championship tie there at Deepdale. Preston led for a long time, but it was Wrexham who got back to 2-2, and in the end, Kiefer Moore's late goal secured a place in round 3 for Wrexham. Bradford, a second scalping in a row for Bradford City. An unbelievable story there unfolding this season. They knocked out Blackburn Rovers in round 1, knocked out Stoke City here this evening, last night in round 2. 3-0 winners there. Huddersfield of League One knocked out Premier League side Sunderland on penalties there at the Stadium of Light. It was 1-1 after 90 minutes, and Huddersfield secured a place in round 3 via penalties. It was a shootout as well at the Swansea.com Stadium as they had to see off League One Plymouth narrowly through penalties. The Championship side do progress, though, to the next round. Wigan, just the one goal between them and Stockport, and they got it, and the home side head through to round 3. And our game last night, a tie of the round, shall we say. Premier League Leeds United against Championship Sheffield Wednesday. And Sheffield Wednesday, we know all of their off-the-field issues. Well, on the field, they were absolutely perfect last night. Did everything to perfection. Took Leeds United all the way to penalties, and in the end Leeds couldn't muster a goal from penalties. Ethan Horvath, the heroic saves from him in the shootout, and 6 inside 90 minutes meant Sheffield Wednesday ultimately were heading through to round 3. So a couple of upsets already so far, but again, as I said, if Grimsby pull this off against Man United tonight, there will be nothing bigger, possibly in the competition's history, than that result. Right, we're going to talk about the third round draw very shortly. It takes place after the conclusion of tonight's game between Grimsby and Man United, around about 10:15 we believe now, 10:15, 10:20 this evening, so do stay with us for that a little later on. Here's a quick look at the ball numbers for that one this evening. Some key ball numbers in there. Arsenal are number 1. They are the 2-time winners of the competition. Chelsea are number 9. Liverpool are number 14. They are the record holders, Liverpool, 10-time winners. Manchester City, 8-time winners. They're 15 as well. They're a couple of the teams that came through an upset also there. The holders, Newcastle, they're number 17. Forest are number 18 as well. 24 is Tottenham. And of course, as you see there, a couple of other teams filtering down. Everton, Mansfield, Fulham, Bristol City, Grimsby, Man United and Oxford United, Brighton are the last 4 ball numbers there, all due to their late ties here this evening. So that is all to come a little later on for you. And of course there was a pre-draw done before tonight, before kickoff in our game this evening between Grimsby and Man United. And I can tell you, so the pre-draw, basically, in summary for you, a pre-draw was done due to 8 sides being in the Europa League or Champions League that are currently entering into the third round. Now, due to the Europa League and Champions League starting on the 15th and 22nd of September, which is the weeks of which this competition is being played, they have to be put into a pre-draw to make sure that they don't play each other, due to the fact that would cause too much complication in fixture congestion. Therefore, a pre-draw had to be done to decide which these European teams where they will play, and that they couldn't play each other, and therefore they will be in a different bowl to the other 24 teams in into round 3, therefore meaning that they had to decide whether they will be home or away in a pre-draw. The first team drawn out from those 8 will be away, second will be away, third will be away, fourth will be at home, fifth will be away, sixth will be away, and 7th and 8th will be at home. The first 8 ties drawn out of the competition will all be the European teams. They're predetermined home and away decision against 8 other teams from Bowl 2, which will be the 24 teams who are not involved in clashing European competitions. It sounds complicated. We'll summarise it for you a little later before the draw is completed, and we'll tell you all what it means in more detail a little later on, but just to give you a bit of a heads up, it is not plain sailing. It's not easy to get your head round, but it will be once we explain it a little later on. Right, second half between Grimsby and Man United is on the way very shortly. Grimsby 2-0 up against Man United at half-time. Is the cup set on the cards? It seems like it at half-time. We'll see if they can pull it off in the second half. A reminder for you that we've championship action on Friday night as Leicester City take on Birmingham City. Two sides who one was knocked out of this competition in round one, and one was knocked out last night. So neither of them were involved. Will be involved in round 3 of this competition come when it's played, and that game of course will be played on Friday night in the championship. Right, second half at Blundell Park on the way next. Do stay with us. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this, and Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions, and there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to Carabao Cup Live this evening. Second round action for you from Blundell Park between Grimsby Town and Manchester United. It's 2-0 to the home side at half-time. Man United have made a triple change at half-time, so Ruben Amorim clearly not happy with his team, and obviously not happy that they are 2-0 down to a team 3 divisions lower than them in the English football pyramid at half-time in this cup competition. And we're about to get underway. Man United get us going for the second half. A big second half for both teams. For Man United to try and avoid one of the biggest shocks ever in cup history, or for Grimsby Town to pull off one of the biggest shocks in this competition's history. A reminder do press like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you have done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. We just got a glimpse there. I stuttered in my words because there was a glimpse of some thunder and lightning in the near vicinity. If that becomes an issue right over the stadium, then there will be a bigger problem than just Man United's failure to see out Grimsby here tonight. There could be an issue with playing the game full stop, but we'll let you know if anything changes there. So far we are playing. Man United ball into around the back post, and Burma with a chance. Cunha with a shot blocked, and a heavy touch sends it firing away for Grimsby. There's one for Maguire to chase. He's chased down by Cameron Gardner and forced to see it out for a throw down that left-hand side. There. And we'll let you know if anything changes due to that thunder and lightning for you. I forgot to give you an update on the Champions League games in the half-time review as well for you. Benfica are leading Fenerbahce by goal to nil. They've just not long scored. Akçakoglu with the goal there. As Man United try and work it, and Burmo can't keep it in play. Akçakoglu with the goal there. So Benfica lead by goal to nil. That means they lead 1-0 on aggregates. Bruges 5-0 up against Rangers. 5-0. All 5 goals scored in the first half. The second half's just got underway. They're down to 10, by the way, Rangers. 4 of those 5 goals came after they were down to 10. Vanaken says with 2, and Stankovic with the goals, means it's 5-0 to Bruges. It is 8-1 on aggregate. It is an absolute pasting for Rangers tonight. They are heading out, and both Scottish teams, Celtic and Rangers, are into the Europa League main phase, it will be, and both will lose out on the Champions League money. And Copenhagen are leading Basel by a goal to nil. It was 1-1 from the first leg. Copenhagen leading Basel, which means they are 2-1 to the good on aggregates, are Copenhagen. Right, Grimsby on the move here, and they play the ball through the lines, well offside. No issues there. Wow. I still can't believe what's going on. Bartholomew says, hi from Poland. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Ian says, Man United have no European football, only FA Cup. Yeah, if they lose here tonight, they will only have 2 competitions to play in, and they won't play in that other competition until January. So they will have Premier League football between now and January as their only football this season for Man United if they lose this tie tonight, which will be crazy. They will have 4 months with just 1 competition to play. That is mental. Mental. Well, the rain's started to come down. So that the weather slightly changing, which is not what you want to hear, because there might be some worry. There's some isolated thunderstorms in the area in Grimsby, so we are unsure what the protocols there would be, but we believe if there is a lightning strike within a certain vicinity of the stadium, then the game would have to be halted for a period of time due to the safety concerns of the players and the fans as well inside the stadium. But it doesn't really happen very often, those isolated thunderstorms, but that could put a spanner in the works for this game. By the way, I mentioned about the 3 subs for Man United. Matej de Ligt, Bruno Fernandes and Brian Mbeumo are all on. Oh, here's a chance for Grimsby in behind. They've got the break of the ball. Here's a chance. Oh, what a save. It's blocked behind for a corner. There's cries of handball. The crowd wanted it. The player, Dara Burns, wanted it. We'll see it again. It's a break down the left here. Maguire steps out. He's completely left his man free round the back. It's Green that lays it across. And it's Dara Burns with a shot. He hits it. Does it come off a hand? No, it comes off the shoulder of Aidan Heaven. Comes off his shoulder. They had a clear view of that, the assistant. It's not a handball. It's corner to Grimsby, though. Very close for United. Could have been 3-0. Goodness me. The rain is absolutely starting to tame down now. Dara Burns with this corner. If it couldn't get any worse for Man United now, they've got the weather to contend with. Burns with a short corner. Left it into the box. It comes round the back. Didn't really get much on it as it's flicked back in by Vernam. Round the back it comes to Burns again. And stolen away from him by Dallow. There's the challenge there to win it back. Man United can't keep the ball at all here at the minute. And here's a chance into the box. Vernam trying to cut it across. That's away by Diogo Dallow, who will break for Man United here. Man United we're hanging on again there for a second. Cunha does well. Keeps it for United. Spreads it wide to Ahmad. Body's trying to flood the box. Here's Cunha. Gets it across for Šeško. What a save and a block. Couple of bodies in there. Ahmad with an effort. Sent well wide. My goodness me. Yeah, it was good effort wide. Nicely spread by Cunha. Ahmad breaks into the box. Plays it in behind for Cunha again. Sprays it across. And it was the keeper and a defender trying to stop Benjamin Šeško. They do get it away. And as it falls to Ahmad on the edge of the box, it's put well wide. And the rain is absolutely firing it down. It's not taking time to come down here. It is hammering down. Absolutely hammering it down. Pym with a long kick. Nice header one there. Flicked on from Green down that right side, but Man United can retrieve. Bouncing ball, and that's put behind by the Grimsby defender there, Tyrell Warren. He's done his fair share of defending and attacking here tonight. There's a switch ball out to the far right side, and again Ahmad just does enough to try and deny a goal kick coming, and he just puts it out for the throw-in deep in Grimsby's half. Ian says the Grimsby second goal scorer is a former Man United youth player. Tyrell Warren, is he? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is crazy. I mean, that's the history written for you. rain is absolutely pelting it down. You're right there, Ian. We've only played 7.5 minutes of this second half, and the rain just came on literally about 2 or 3 minutes ago, when just before Grimsby had a corner, and it hasn't let up since. It's been thrashing it down for 2 or 3 minutes, and the players are absolutely drenched out there, as you could expect. But here's Ahmad. It adds an extra little spice to this game that maybe it didn't need, but it certainly has now. The weather conditions. Mainu. Fernandez flicks it over the top. Mainu in behind. Takes a touchdown. Tries to get it across. Edge of the box. No one there for Man United to try and get at it. And now they want to break away here, Grimsby. Down the right side. So number 5 sends it in behind. The flag stays down. I don't even think the assistant can see what's going on. And he's in behind here. Can't see who it is because I can't see the camera. It's Gardner, I think. He's got past Maguire. And he's won a corner out of Harry Maguire. That is unbelievable from Cameron Gardner. I mean, I could barely see him. The rain is coming down that hard to see it. He makes a lovely little angled run in behind. Maguire is his battler, is his marker here. He does so well, Gardner, to hold on to it, and then keeps it in play, and then forces the shot, the block off Maguire, and puts it behind for the corner. That is sensational centre-forward play. Oh my God, the conditions have got even worse. See the wide angle, you can barely see the pitch. It's like fog out there. It is horrendous conditions. Corner delivered in. Not cleared away again by United, but they get the bounce of the ball on that occasion. And now Ahmad trying to spray away down the right side. Took a heavy touch there. He's just about kept it in play. To Mainu. Fernandez. I mean, certain corners of the pitch, the floodlights are coming down, and it's that wet of a pitch that the lights are bouncing back up off the pitch, and it's like fog. It's crazy. This makes it even worse for the goalkeepers, because they can, I'm sure, barely see right in front of them. And Burmo, Man United with possession here. Fernandez reverses it into Mainu. Trying to break off his man. Nice little reverse run there from Cunha. But again, charged down well. Around about the edge of the 18-yard box. And now again come Grimsby on the breakaway. But that through ball there was far too heavy from Dara Burns to find Gardner. And it will go all the way back to Onana. Right, updates from the other games. Everton have taken the lead against Mansfield Town. Not long into the second half there. And Everton have broken the deadlock. Carlos Alcaraz with a goal there on 51 minutes. It is still Fulham 2, Bristol City 0. Brighton have even furthered their lead by 2 goals now since we last checked up at them. It's now 4-0 to Brighton. In that one, Gomez and Zimas. Stefanos Zimas with a 4th goal and Diego Gomez with a 3rd. It is 4-0 to Brighton now, so it looks like they're heading through to round 3, knocking Oxford United out, but still about 17 minutes to go in that one. Right. Free kick here to Man United. And it's going to be a free kick far left side, about 29 yards out. It's Brandon Burmo over it. And lots of bodies trying to flood in and around the edge of the 18-yard box of Grimsby. Lots of Man United players in there. I'm sure they're hoping the sheer number of bodies in the box will try and help them here. 7 players in the box for United. The other 3 are hanging in and around. And obviously one of them's taking the free kick. Brandon Burmo. Left-footed delivery. Up in the header. Oh, it's over the bar from Aidan Heaven. He got his head to it, he was diving to it, but it came off the top of his head and flicked over the crossbar. That's as close as Man United have come in their second half. Heaven's marker actually slipped on the way through, and Aidan Heaven's header goes over the crossbar. That's as close as Man United have come in this second half. Still Grimsby 2-0 up. Nicely held there. The Grimsby centre forward Gardner, and it's broken behind here down the right. Dallow trying to hold it off Dara Burns. He got a drag on him there, but he stayed alive there, Burns. Down the right side come Grimsby. Rogers back to Burns. Burns to lift it into the box. It's Vernon at the back post, and his header bounces off the ground and it finds Onana, who slips as he tries to kick the ball there. The ball slips from his hands, and that bouncing ball goes out for a throw to Grimsby. These conditions are really testing, and there's pools of water starting to take up at the edge of the pitch there. Obviously there's a runoff, so it's not going to affect the pitch massively here, but there's pools of water at the side of the pitch, the end of the runoff area. Mainu dragged back there as he tried to break forward, this time by Sweeney. It's going to be a free kick. Sheshko well shielded back there by the Grimsby defenders, and it's all cleared away by Christy Pym. And a bouncing ball's awkward again for United in behind here. Gardner down the right side as he kept it in play. He hasn't. That's going to be a Man United throw. Aidan Heaven had him covered anyway, but yeah. Or actually, yeah, they are going to give the throw, and it looked like they might have been given a free kick there, but it's not. It's going to be a throw in to Man United. Ruben Amorim, and there is the Grimsby manager David Artell as well. Obviously one happier than the other at this minute in time. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Still 31 minutes at least to go in this game, but at the minute, to even be in this position for Grimsby is a dream come true for them. Here comes Ahmad, but they want to get the job done. Delict around the outside, a little bit of a deflection as he comes into the cross. It's cleared away by Grimsby. Diallo. Fernandez into the box, cleared away. Up and away by Sweeney. Not very far though. Mainu there battling. Back to Fernandez again, who drifts forward. Out to the right hand side, overlapping as Ahmad, cuts back, gives it inside to Delict in the box, back out wide to Fernandez. They're trying to work an angle here, United. Fernandez now to Cunha, whose shot had very little power in it, and as they try and win it back there, United, Maguire from the clearance. Maguire gives away a free kick, and that's going to be a Grimsby free kick. You see it again, it's Cunha tried to recycle it from his own shot that rebounded away, and then as Maguire tried to win it, Gardner was brought down by Harry Maguire, and that's a free kick to Grimsby Town. Another goal for Brighton, and another goal for Stefanos Zimas. It is 5-0 to Brighton in that one away at Oxford. Christy Pym having to soak his gloves there, kind of wring them out as they were absolutely soaked. Flick ball over the top here from that long ball, and Gardner trying his ever hardest to keep it in play, but again the slippy surface is going against the attackers here. That's not good news though for Man United, because they're the ones that need the goals here. Delict, I think the rain's eased up a little bit in the last few minutes. Mainu skipping past a late challenge there, keeping the ball moving. Kobe Mainu trying to swing it out to the far side, but cut out by Sweeney. Again, a lack of patience from Man United. Just allowing Grimsby to have the ability to clear their lines and to get it away. Here's Brandon Burmo, rolls it in behind Ahmad. And he was offside. Said about that lack of patience, and Ahmad didn't hold his run. Offside. Well, Man United made a triple change at half-time. Looks like they're going to make further changes in a moment. Mason Mount is getting himself ready, and Ruben Amorim's having a little tinker with the tactics board there on the sidelines. I think he's showing too much of it because the camera's trying to zoom in there. If Grimsby have got a camera or a monitor on the sidelines, they can have a look at that and see what Man United are trying to do here. Flick ball over the top here for Man United. Cunha in behind. It's a 3-on-4 for Grimsby's favour. Cuts it back to Mbermo. Shot blocked. Still bodies in there as they clear it away now, Grimsby, and away from Fernandez. He was under pressure and had to go back to Aidan Heaven. Their defending in this second half has been well and truly remarkable so far, Grimsby. Still being told there is isolated thunderstorms in the area, But at the minute, the rain has seemed to ease up, which is a good sign for this one. Back here with Delict. Ahmad. Ball falls to Fernandez. Good save by Pym. Great save with his left arm. Down to his left side, and he catches the rebound. Fernandez from distance has a go with his left foot, trying to find the bottom right corner. And Christy Pym, that's a good save. It bounces up. He has to make the save with his left arm. He does. And then he catches the ball as it bounces in the air in front of him. That's really good goalkeeping. And it's going to be fresh faces for both teams. And some fresh legs for Grimsby. They're going to make a double change. And Man United are going to make a singular change. So the man who would be the hero tonight, Charles Vernon, he scored the first, he set up the seconds. He's coming off. And also coming off for Grimsby is going to be their captain, I believe, Kieran Green. If I read the board there right. And Henry Brown is coming on for Vernon. And it is Green that's coming off. He's given the captain's armband to Rodgers. And number 15, Geza David Chury is coming on as well. So Chury and Brown on. And Vernon and Green off for Grimsby. And a substitution for Manchester United. It's going to see Aidan Heaven go off. And Mason Mount is on in his place. So maybe a back four coming for Man United here. Changing system possibly. It's not very Ruben Amorim to change his system. We'll see if that is the case. Might be, it might not be. And Maguire there just shielding that one out for a goal kick. 25 to go then. Grimsby 2, Man United 0. Wow. Bartholomew says, will you show the draw? We will do the draw here. So the draw will be done on the screen, and I will there will be text on the screen to show you who it is and who's got who, and we will talk you through the draw. We can't show the draw, obviously, because the same way we can't show the football. It's copyright issues, so yeah. But we will show, we will talk you right the way through the draw. The draw will be about 10:15, 10:20, depending on what time this game ends, and also whatever talking they want to do after the game. But I'm sure there will be a lot of talk about the result here if it stays as it is, and we will talk a lot about that come the final whistle. But let's see what Man United can try and conjure up here. Here's Ahmad down the right hand side. Lots of bodies in his way from both teams as he lays it out wide to Mainu. Mainu's delivery into the box, and Benjamin Šeško's in there, and he couldn't direct it towards goal. It went wide, but did it take a deflection? I think it might have, from Tyrell Warren. I think they have given a corner here. We'll see it again as Ahmad reverses it out wide to Mainu on the overlap. Mainu with his right foot gets it in, and Šeško was involved, and Tyrell Warren, I think, throws his head at that one. He does. It's a corner to Man United, so they've taken short on this right side. Mainu can't really get very far. He finds it to Delict, who tries to barrel the cross in, but it's well defended again, and it's put out for a Man United throw. 24 minutes to go, plus additional time. A lot can still change, but at the minute the game is in Grimsby Town's favour by 2 goals. Dallow. I think they've stayed a back three, Man United, but I think Dallow's gone to left centre back along with Maguire and Delict as the 3 centre backs, and then Ahmad has gone to right wing back, and Dorgu was taken off actually at half time. Maybe Mount at left wing back, possibly. I'm not too sure right now, but Man United have made a couple of changes, certainly. At the minute, they don't really care what formation they're in. They just want to find the back of the net. They've got another corner, left-hand side here to United. Burmo to deliver, cleared away at the front post. There by Grimsby. Ahmad to recycle. Now, and Burmo, he will deliver it, swing it into Cunha at the back. Cunha gets it back across goal. It's cleared away again by Grimsby players, who are the first to react as Dara Burns tries to break away here for the home side. And he lays it in behind. Here could be a challenge. A chance on here for Grimsby. Challenge came flying in there early. Too early from Bruno Fernandes. And as they try and battle for the ball, it's Grimsby that lose out and Man United that come away. A quarter of the game to go. Grimsby 2, Man United 0. Vernon and Warren, the two scorers for Grimsby. Both coming in the first half. And Burmo here, down the right side for United. Rolls it through for De Ligt. De Ligt with an effort that goes flying over the bar again. Goal kick. It was worth a go. But in the end, after looking at the shot, you would question whether it was worth a go or not. They're holding on here at the minute, Grimsby. Not desperately, but they are having to deal with a few more shots at their goal in the last few minutes, as you would probably expect. And David Artell is in conversation with his assistant there, talking about what they can do in the final 22 minutes to try and get this game over the line as best as they can tactically anyway. Champions League games, nothing really to update you on as of recently. Benfica still won up against Fenerbahce. It's 6-0 now to Club Brugge against Rangers, but that game was done and dusted after a couple of goals there. And Copenhagen still won up against Basel, so it means it would be Benfica, Bruges and Copenhagen that would be all going through at this minute in time to the Champions League main phase. They would join Carabao, who qualified earlier this evening. Right, Menu. To De Ligt, Menu again. Fernandez to Dallo. Down the left side here comes Mount. Fernandez and Cunha was battling, but he lost out again. Grimsby are having a bit of fun here again, and Vernon. Cameron Gardner was offside there as he tried to lay up one of his teammates. Free kick again to Manchester United. Well, Grimsby, we didn't want to read this stat too early, but have to read all the stats. Grimsby have lost their last 3 League Cup ties against sides from a higher division than them, losing those games by an aggregate score of 15-2. So their last 3 League Cup ties against teams above them, they've only scored 2 goals. They've scored 2 tonight in 1 tie. They haven't conceded yet, since Burmo at the back post, and Sheshko tried the acrobatic one, but that was missed and cleared away again by Grimsby. Menu trying to pile drive one, but he's sent it firing wide. They're getting a bit desperate now, Man United. Still it remains 2-0 to the home side, and they're eyeing up some more changes here in a moment. So we'll see what comes off the bench there for Grimsby. And it is now 6-0 to Brighton there against Oxford. So they're making easy work. They've made easy work of Oxford all night. They were 2-0 up early, and they've added a couple to that tally now. A good couple. 6-0. And it's actually the first meeting between the two sides since August 2016, when the Seagulls won 4-2 in a League Cup second round tie. So they have met each other in a second round of the League Cup. It was all the way 9 years ago. And at the minute, there is 6 goals in the game, but they're all going Brighton's way. Here come Grimsby in behind. His shot to goal. It's gone in, but the flag's gone up against Cameron Gardner again. The assistant says he was offside, but I think it came off a defender, if I'm not mistaken. Off Man United, they've not given it the officials. But that could have been 3-0 to Grimsby. Great finish by Gardner, but he was offside according to the officials in the build-up. No goal. Here's Kobe Menu. Goes out wide, and that one's gone sailing past Bruno Fernandes. We'll see this again. Is he offside? He's slightly offside, but does it come off a defender? If it comes off a defender, that resets the phase, and offside is irrelevant there. But was it intentional from Harry Maguire? And I think the officials have said that it wasn't deliberately played by Harry Maguire, therefore it wasn't a resetting of the phase of play, so therefore he was offside, Cameron Gardner. Fine margins though. In that other early kickoff in the League Cup ties tonight, by the way. See this again. Well, if I'm honest, Harry Maguire looks like he points at one of his teammates. If I'm honest, it looks like Harry Maguire, when he touches the ball, he points to his teammates to go and get it. which to me would insinuate that he played it intentionally. He's got away with one there if it was intentional there, Harry Maguire. He's got away with one because it could have been 3-0, and this tie would really be over at 3-0 if it isn't already at 2. Grimsby going to make some more changes then. They're going to make their 2 final changes. Sorry, not their 2 final changes, their 3rd and 4th changes of the game. Jose Cabia is on. He's replaced Cameron Gardner. And the second substitution has seen McEachran come off, and Clark O'Dure is on. So a double substitution there for Grimsby. O'Dure and Cabia on. Here come Grimsby down the left-hand side here with Brown. George Brown trying to go for the cross. It was blocked by Ahmad. It goes out for a Grimsby throw. Fulham, by the way, 2-0 up against Bristol City, I mentioned. That's the 3rd meeting between the 2 sides in the League Cup. Bristol City and Fulham. The Robins progressed from each prior tie, so Fulham, this will be their first League Cup victory over Bristol City. A 1-0 in a quarter-final replay in 70-71 and a 2-1 win in round 3 in September 2016. But Bristol City's good record against Fulham in the Carabao Cup is going to come to an end tonight because they're 2-0 down with minutes remaining there at Craven Cottage. Long throw down the right here from De Ligt. Intercepted by the number 15 there, Turi. And it's gone all the way back to Onana. He's under pressure. Sends it flying. It's gone over the head of Mount on that left side, and it will dribble its way out for a throw-in to Grimsby. Down the right-hand side. Clock is ticking well against United now. 16 minutes to go. They're 2-0 down, as they have been 2-0 down since the 30th minute of this game. Man United have been 2-0 down in this game longer than they were either 1-0 down or at 0-0. That's the stat for you. Kobbie Mainoo, though, breaking through, finding Brian Mbeumo into the box. He's got a goal. The keeper was wrong-footed. And Man United have got one back. Maybe it's not over just yet. The travelling United supporters are up. It's a sloppy goal, it's a cheap goal, it's a goal nonetheless for Man United. That's what they were targeting. Grimsby 2, Man United 1. And Brian Mbeumo with his first in United colours. See it again, he's worked it towards the box. He takes the shot, the keeper doesn't dive. He kind of gets wrong-footed there, Christy Pym. And he knew he was never getting anywhere near it. And they've got a goal back, Man United. Could their comeback and denial of one of the worst cup sets in history for them, could that comeback be on now? 2-1. It'll make the Grimsby fans a little bit more nervous. It'll make the Grimsby players a little bit more nervous. Man United needed that little bit of positivity, that goal. But they still trail. But they've got 14 minutes now to get another goal that could take us to penalties, or even 2 more goals that could win the game for them. Let's see. Anything can happen with the time left remaining. It's only a 1-goal lead for Everton against League One Mansfield at Hill Dickinson. There's 12 minutes to go in that one, and Everton still lead by a 1-0 through Carlos Alcaraz's goal in that one. Ahmad. Back to Fernandez. Giving it down the right-hand side, but Mbeumo was dispossessed, and on that occasion, so was the Grimsby player who couldn't quite see there. Here come Ahmad. Down the right-hand side. Pools of water in the way of Bruno Fernandes, but he finds it to Ahmad. Ahmad with a deep cross. It's very deep. And it's too deep for Mason Mount to get anywhere near. Goal kick. Well, the question is, what do they do? Do they... Well, I think you would obviously, at this point, you would want to defend more than attack if you're Grimsby, but also at the same time, their ability to throw themselves at Man United, be more physical, be battling on the field and not give Man United all of it their own way, is one that I would say has got them to this point. So do they sit back and sit deep? And they've got a player down at the minute, so unless there's a bit of time wasting, that's I think what Mateus Cunha is not happy with, but the referee, I'm sure, will be all over that. And that's what Mateus Cunha, I think, is being told. And now it gives time for David Artell to get some information to his players. And this is where the job of a manager really comes into play. To try and give your players the right message at the right time to get them the result. A result that will be one of the biggest in Grimsby Town's recent history. 3 divisions below Manchester United, and they are leading them 2-1 with 11 minutes to go here in this Carabao Cup tie. That is what David Artell and his team have got to tell their players how to get over the line here. Mateus Cunha is being like the watchman there for Man United. He's still not allowing the Grimsby player to have it all his own way there in trying to get treatment. And he's making the referee very aware of possible time wasting. But it does look like the player is injured, Harvey Rogers, and he's going to have to come off here. So I think that's pretty genuine. And Rhys Staunton is going to be coming on here for Grimsby. So that's going to be their 5th and final change here in this one. The crowd applauding Harvey Rogers, and he applauds back at this minute in time. I love K-pop Demon Hunter says, who do you want to win? I don't really mind. I mean, everybody loves an upset, but anything is possible. I don't have skin in the game, shall I say. I'm a Grimsby fan. Come on, the Mariners. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see indeed. Here comes Caoimhan for Man United. Down the right-hand side. Ahmad. Back to Dallow. Now out wide to Ahmad again. Just over 10 minutes to go here. Man United have got the last goal. Brown and Burmo, the most recent, to find the nets. What is that going to give Man United momentum to do and complete the comeback? But Ahmad felt he was being held there, but the assistant was right there, and he said no. And the officials say play on, although the long ball from Grimsby a little bit loose there. They've won it back though well on the edge of their own box, and they're going to get a free kick. Caoimhan bringing down the number 29, Clark Odur. And that's going to be a free kick to Grimsby. Well, this is what they also need to do. Try and break up the momentum, slow the game down, make it more difficult for Man United. And they've done that in abundance here tonight. Make it hard for United. And Cabia there thought he'd won the ball fairly off Harry Maguire, but the officials didn't agree. And the referee's given a free kick to United. But they just need to break the game up, break the momentum and the rhythm of the game. Grimsby in the final 10 minutes. Make sure Man United don't get all of it their own way to try and use their quality to get back into this game. Play off the left here. Mason Mount flicks it over the top. De Ligt gone out to the left, tried to whip the ball in. Blocked again at within a yard of him. As Burns is under pressure there. He's stolen away from him by Mount as he battles to win it back to Ara Burns and gets a touch in on Mount. Puts it out for the throw-in. That's the type of battling they need here. And they've actually won the throw-in there, Grimsby. Last touch came off Mason Mount. Another change in coming here for United. Ahmad is going to be coming off, and Joshua Zirkzee is going to be coming on. That's going to be their final change of the game. So Zirkzee on for Ahmad. Remember, if this game does go level pegging, and Man United do get another goal back, remember, if it's level after 90 minutes, we will be heading straight to penalties. No extra time, straight to penalties. But at the minute, it would be irrelevant, that statement, because at the minute, Grimsby would be going through. But we'll see. Oh, here come Man United. Zirkzee almost involved in his first action there, trying to break through. Cleared away again, Grimsby. Last-ditch tackling. Throwing their bodies at it as they've done all night. Can their hard-working endeavour pay off for them in pulling off one of the upsets of this competition's history? Here is Mateus Cunha. Lays it off down the left. Bit of a bobbling ball. It's above the edge of the box. It's headed away there by Turi. And out for the Man United throw, which they just about keep in play. Fernandez tussled and battled with. Grimsby players throwing themselves at the ball again and again. And they're going to get a free kick once more. Another player brought down. And that's going to be a free kick. Cunha this time committing the foul. Well, this would be one of the most embarrassing defeats, you would have to say, in the recent history of Manchester United head coaches. We talked before the game about their last appearance in a second round tie of the Carabao Cup. It was all the way back in 2014 when they had no European football and they hadn't won any of their first 2 league games. That's the same as transpired at the start of this season, and they lost their League Cup second round tie against MK Dons 4-0 11 years ago. Yeah. And tonight they're losing their second round tie to lower league opposition again in the second round of the League Cup. And it would be deja vu indeed if it all comes true. And we'll show you that graphic a little later on if it does come true. But still, Grimsby have to fight on. 6.5 minutes to go now. It is near touching distance, but it is as far away as it is near, because it is still in the balance. Anything is still possible, and that's the worry. That will be the worry. That will be the concern. Oh, a mistake here at the back. Benjamin Šeško, the defender, makes up for it. Fabulous challenge. Fabulous challenge. See it here. It's a terrible mistake. He kind of kicks the turf, and the spludgings of the puddles make him unable to take the challenge the first time there. It was Mick Janet, but he did really well to tackle Šeško as he got into the box and made up for his little slight mistake. As Pym sends it flying over the top. Maguire will shield that one behind and see it back to Andre Onana. As every minute ticks by, the chance of Man United finding a comeback gets ever slimmer. Here's Xerxes. Now Mainu. Out wide it goes to Mbeumo on the right hand side here. Grimsby with bodies in the box, and Mbeumo with a flick ball across, up and away, and the header at the back post is well over the bar by De Ligt, but I think there was a contact in there from a Grimsby defender who's gone down. And Mbeumo with a cross again, we'll see it again. De Ligt was there, it comes off the Grimsby defender at the back post, and he's gone down, which will be a Man United corner when he does get back to his feet. It's Dara Burns back there defending, and it's going to be a Man United corner as he's back to his feet. It's only their second corner of the game for Man United. Or their third corner, sorry, now. Whip ball ends around the back post. Header by Maguire. Off the line. Still off the line. Still off the line again. Oh my goodness me. 3 times. I mean, we see it here. Round the back. It's Maguire's header. Cleared away. Bouncing around. It's Dallo that gets it. It's Maguire again. And they're blocked 3 times in a row in the side of 5 seconds, Man United. And they get it cleared away to Grimsby, but my goodness. That's as close as it could be without a goal for Man United there. Mbeumo. Trying the through ball, finding Xerxes on the rebound there, Man United. Xerxes breaks away from his man, who tries to put in a foot in. And it goes back to the Man United defenders. Curry's gone down. It's going to be a yellow card to Joshua Xerxes and a free kick to Grimsby. Referee feels that there was a foul in there from Xerxes. He tried to hold off Curry. And the crowd was shouting off, but it's just going to be a yellow for Xerxes. He just stood on him. A little late there from Joshua Xerxes. And it was a free kick on an earlier offence, but Xerxes still gets the yellow card. Ball into the box here, headed away, not fully cleared. We'll update you on the yellow card in a minute. At the minute here, as Grimsby again trying to battle for everything. They wanted a foul there. Cunha's got it now. He's trying to get it across, and skidding with the puddles was Sweeney to put it behind for another corner. 3 minutes to go now. Both were actually given a yellow card. Xerxes was given a yellow card for arguing, and Curry was given a yellow card for the foul, as there's going to be... the referee's going to stop it here as Man United tried to take the corner. He's going to allow them to retake it in a minute, and he's trying to sort out some physical battles in the box. So corner to United. Again, the referee's going to have to stop it again. As the Man United take the corner. And he's not happy again that there's going to be some pushing and shoving. And there's going to be another yellow card coming out here. It's going to be to McJanet this time. He's going to get a yellow for really wrestling Delict to the ground before the corner was brought in. It's going to be a yellow card. They were already warned. And McJanet, the captain so far of Grimsby, was given a yellow card. Corner delivered in. Round the back, it's gone in! The keeper couldn't keep it out, and it's Harry Maguire who has got the goal, and it's 2-2. Harry Maguire has done it for Manchester United. From the corner, back post it goes. Maguire round the back, snick round behind, and he's headed it in. Christy Pym couldn't keep it out, and they're all the way back now, Man United. 2-2 with minutes now remaining. Could they go and complete the task? Grimsby 2, Man United 2. My goodness. Another twist in the tail as Pym sends it long. 89th minute goal from Maguire there. We're into the last minute of the 90. We'll see how long will be added on. Well, Grimsby have got nothing to lose now. Well, they could go to penalties if they hang on still. Well, they might want to try and sneak a third if they could. It's crazy. Staunton. Long throw here down the left side. Cleared away by United. It comes to Staunton here. Fresh legs on the field. Runs into trouble with Xerxes. Good challenge again to battle for it back. The Man United with the ball here. Given away by Sheshko. And cleared out for a Grimsby throw. Curry. Down this left-hand side. He's going to leave it. Staunton's going to take it again. Fulham and Brighton are through respective scorelines. Fulham 2-0 up against Bristol City. They've won. Brighton 6-0 winners against Oxford. Staunton takes the throw in short this time down the left-hand side. He's got a hold of it, and it's just gone out off a Man United player, according to the official, the referee there. So it's another throw to Grimsby. 5 added minutes at the end of the 90. More than enough time for a winner to be found. From either team, that is. Grimsby have held the ball up this side of the pitch for a good while now. Staunton's going to go for the cross. It's deep. It's too deep. It's gone behind for a goal kick. 2-0 now to Everton in their game in the Carabao Cup. They're at the Hill Dickinson. Beto with that goal makes it 2-0 to Everton. So they're avoiding an upset. They're going through to the next round. But Man United aren't quite there. They've had to come from 2-0 down. They're back at 2-2. And with minutes to go, they want to try and win it here to avoid penalties. And Burmo, in behind it goes. Cunha across. Good save from Pym. Needed to make it. And he did so. And now they're going to try and send Cabia on the run with Maguire here. Cabia's got the pace. Can he get past Maguire, who's muscling him? And Maguire does really well physically to get back and get it back to Onana. Cabia did well there to try and battle. 2-2 with 3.5 minutes of the added time to go. Stays as it is, it will be a shootout to decide the winner. Here's another ball in. Xerxes was the target, it's headed behind for another Man United corner. Well, the Man United fans are behind that goal, which they're attacking at the minute with this corner. And the crowd are up, they're feeling it now, the Man United fans. They want their team to do this. Of course they do, but they can feel that their team might just do it here this evening. Maguire sneaks up again. He scored the equaliser from the corner. Delivered in again. Round the back post. It's Delict. And then Mainu couldn't keep it in play. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. Well, the weather is certainly causing an issue here. It's stopped raining. It stopped raining a long time ago. But it's the puddles that have been left on the field that is causing a little bit of upset with the ball. at times on the ground, and Mainu felt the most of it there as he couldn't control it, as it hit a puddle, and then he kind of flicked his foot over it, put it behind for a goal kick. Well, could the goal that wasn't for Grimsby, that third goal that wasn't, could that be the difference? Gardner had a goal disallowed, and it looked to me like Harry Maguire played it intentionally. The officials didn't agree. Could that have been a key moment that would have ended this game, made it 3-0 to Grimsby at that point, and that would have been them done and dusted and through? Surely. They wanted a throw in there. David Artell's assertive that he thinks it was, but the officials have given a throw in to Man United. 2 minutes of the 5 added to go. This is still what would be an upset if they can hold Man United to penalties. Fernandez, Mbeumo, Xerxes, well blocked there by the number 8 Curry. Goes out for a throw. Xerxes takes quickly. Fernandez, no time to waste for United. Fernandez flicks it towards the box. Away by Sweeney at the back post. It's bobbling around. Nice challenge by Cabia. And they try and break here. Do Grimsby, they want the foul. De Ligt just out battling his man. Out muscling him. And as players fall to the ground, Man United come away with the ball. Cunha flicks it round the corner. Mount. Bodies in the box. Mount's cross. Up and away by Staunton, who had to make the header, but it's still alive by Cunha. Mount again with the delivery around the back, was sneaking with Xerxes, but again away by Grimsby. Last minute of the 95, Man United need to throw everything they've got at this now. And Mbeumo back to Fernandez, edge of the box, spins his man. Fernandez, shot blocked. De Ligt, shot blocked. Calls a handball there as well, but cleared away by the officials, no worries there. Brandon Mbeumo down the right for United. This is must for them. Steps onto his left foot and Mbeumo flicks it in. On the reverse, can they get the shot blocked? Still alive. It's still alive in here, and it's skied over the bar. De Ligt was in there. Šeško was in there. No one could find the finish for United. Goal kick. See it here. Šeško had the shot blocked, and it's bouncing up in the air. Šeško does it. He poke it, or is it De Ligt? I can't really see. See it from this angle, maybe a bit clearer. They both leave it, and then it's De Ligt that throws a right foot at it. He felt he was fouled, but the official said no to that, and that rightfully, and that goes for a goal kick. 5 minutes now up. We're surely seconds away from possibly penalties coming here at Blundell Park. Be a long kick from Christy Pym, as far as he can get it. And there is the final whistle. It is penalties here at Blundell Park to decide whether it will be Grimsby of League 2 or Man United heading to round 3. They were 2-0 up, Grimsby. They gave themselves a cushion through Vernon and Warren, but 2 goals from Mbeumo and Maguire denied them a clean finish through in 90 minutes. But they are holding Man United to penalties, and the shootout comes next. 2-2 after 90 minutes. Off to penalties in a moment. Welcome back to Carabao Cup Live this evening. Sorry, I was eating some sweets there. It is 2-2 after 90 minutes, so penalties on the way then here at Blundell Park this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. And we are now penalty shootouts to decide what could possibly be the biggest Carabao Cup upset in the competition's history if Grimsby can pull it off. Man United got all the way back from 2-0 down to take it to penalties, and we'll see if they can complete the comeback or if Grimsby can break Man United hearts here this evening. Welcome in everybody joining us. Great to have you all with us for this one. David Artell having a chat with his whole squad there on the field at the minute. We'll tell you the results from the other games this evening. That's an ad. We don't want to show you anymore. Here is the scorelines from all of our ties here this evening. Everton did win 2-0 against Mansfield, so they're through to round 3. Fulham through to round 3 after a 2-0 win over Bristol City, and easy work for Brighton, making it 6-0 victors over Oxford United. So all 3 Premier League sides so far have progressed tonight. Could it be 4 out of 4? Man United want to complete that. They have penalties to try and do that against Grimsby. Remember, the draw for the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup will be live here. We will talk you through the draw here live at the conclusion of this game tonight. When this game concludes and we find out who is through to round 3. Well, David Artell having a few final words with his players before this shootout. This will be the biggest moment, not only in their seasons, but in their recent history. And they have a penalty shootout against Man United to try and decide the winner here in round 2. Man United lost their last 2nd round tie in this competition. It was 11 years ago, and they faced MK Dons and lost 4-0 on that night. Louis van Gaal's team. Can Grimsby complete the feat that MK Dons did over United all those years ago and get what would be one of the most historic victories in the Carabao Cup? Onana, who made 2 mistakes for the 2 goals ultimately tonight for Grimsby. Credit to them for their goals, but Onana's mishandling was certainly a part to play in both. And he will have to come up against Christy Pym, who's made a couple of good saves tonight for Grimsby. And we saw last night a goalkeeper who was irrelevant and non-existent at times. Last night in the Sheffield Wednesday Leeds game, in the end, turned out to be the worst one and knocked his team out. We'll see if the same applies here. It's Grimsby that are going first. It's Cabia to step up. Come off the bench, Jays Cabia. 73rd minute he come off the bench, and he will be the one to take the first penalty for Grimsby. He scored at the weekend. He scored the equaliser against Accrington. He scored against Harrogate, and he scored a penalty against Crawley this season. He's got a penalty against Andre Onana here tonight in the Carabao Cup. Jazzy Cabia up against Onana, at the end of which the Grimsby fans are. Tony Harrington blows the whistle. It's Cabia to step up, and it's scored. He gets a hand to it, Onana, but he can't keep it out, and Cabia gives Grimsby the lead in the shootout. Right down the middle. It's an audacious one to do, but he wins it, and he gets the penalty scored. 1-0 to Grimsby. Well, here's a man who has recent history with penalties, Bruno Fernandes. He skied his penalty against Fulham in the Premier League at the weekends on Sunday. Can he make up for that in a shootout against Grimsby Town 3 days later? Christy Pym is against him. Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United to take the first penalty to level in the shootout. Bruno Fernandes taking his time. The crowd are jeering him. Fernandes finds the spot. 1-1. Finds the corner there. That was a nice penalty by Fernandes. Didn't seem worried that he missed one 3 days ago. 1-1. Back to Grimsby then. And Dara Burns is up next for Grimsby. Remember, they take the first penalty, so they have the advantage as per usual. But Dara Burns stepping up to try and give Grimsby the lead again in the shootout. Both penalties that have been taken have been scored. Dara Burns against Onana. Burns to step up. Takes the shot with his left. Finds the corner. 2-1. Onana dived to his left. Dara Burns went the opposite way. 2-1 to Grimsby. Next up, Brian Mbumo. He got the goal that got them back in the game tonight, Man United. Brian Mbeumo, he made it 2-1. His first in Man United colours. Can he add a goal in the shootout to equalise again for United? Pym is up against him. Christy Pym against Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo takes a couple of steps back. Brian Mbeumo to step up to level things in the shootout. He does. 2-2. Yeah, Pym went a bit early there. And Mbeumo just eased it past him. Yeah, Christy Pym tried to psych out Brian Mbeumo, but he took his penalty well. Brian Mbeumo walks back after having scored. 4 taken, 4 scored. And next up, Clark Oduor is up next for Grimsby. Not long signed for the club, the Kenyan, and he steps up against Man United in a League Cup tie in his first game for the club to try and score a penalty to give them the lead again in the shootouts. Oduor, oh, it's saved onto the crossbar by Onana. Good save. It wasn't the best of penalties by Oduor, and Onana makes a save with his right hand onto the crossbar to deny him. It's a good save. After 3 penalties, it's Grimsby 2, and they've missed their third. Man United to now try and take the lead in the shootout after 3 apiece. It's Mason Mount. Christy Pym needs to make a save now at least, or United need to miss at least 1 to keep Grimsby at least level. It's Mason Mount against Christy Pym. Mason Mount finds it through. Pym dived the right way, but Mount found a way through him. 3-2 to United after 3 penalties apiece. See it again. Pym dived the right way, just didn't get his hand to it. It's a good penalty by Mounts, and he knows he was a bit of a lucky boy there, that one wasn't saved by Christy Pym. It's advantage Man United heading into the 4th penalties for both teams. Next up, another one of the substitutes for Grimsby tonight. Rhys Staunton stepping up for their 4th penalty to try and level it again in the shootout. Staunton against Onana. Rhys Staunton steps up and scores. 3-3. But remember, Man United have taken only 3. That was Grimsby's 4th. So remember, Man United still have the advantage. Pym needs to save, or Man United need to miss for Grimsby to have a chance back in the game in this shootout. It's Diogo Dalot to step up next for Man United's 4th, to give them a lead once again in the shootout heading into the final penalties. Diogo Dalot against Christy Pym. He dived the right way the last time, Christy Pym. Can he get a hand to it if he dives the right way this time? Up against Diogo Dalot. Dalot with a little run up, goes with the right foot and sinks it into the bottom right corner. 4-3. And this is now a must score for Grimsby. Score and they keep it alive for the final penalty of the 10, or the miss, and Man United head through by the skin of their teeth. Henry Brown, another one of the subs coming up to take the penalty. Just 18 years old, Henry Brown. He was promoted to the first team this summer from the under-18s. Henry Brown to keep Grimsby alive in the shootout. What pressure for an 18-year-old. Henry Brown! Oh, that's a lovely penalty. 4-4. Onana dived the right way with the power and the accuracy from Henry Brown. I mean, surely no pressure it seemed there. That was a fantastic penalty. And now, it's all up to Man United. Matheus Cunha is next for Man United's 5th. They've scored 4 from 4 so far. If he scores, it's all over. United are through. If he misses, or it's saved, it's the sudden death. This is as crucial as it can be in the tie. Matheus Cunha to win it for United, or Christy Pym to keep Grimsby alive. Matheus Cunha, it's saved by Pym. Cunha couldn't slot it. He left it alive, and Christy Pym with a save keeps Grimsby alive. You couldn't write it if you tried. Matheus Cunha, he's been a delight in Man United colours since making his debut, And he's absolutely left that one alive for Christy Pym to make the save. It's sudden death in the shootout here at Blundell Park. And it's advantage back to Grimsby. If they keep scoring, it's pressure on Man United. And it's the ones that didn't want to take it, that take it next. It's number 17, Mick Janet, who took over the captain's armband in the later stages of the game. It gives Grimsby the lead in the shootout again. Mick Janet finds the net, 5-4. Onana dived the right way, but the penalty was too good. And it found the corner. And it's all pressure now on Manchester United again. 5-4 with Man United to take their 6th penalty. It's Joshua Zirkzee to step up. This is a must score in sudden death. Miss and Man United are out, and Grimsby have done the impossible. Christy Pym. Can he be the hero again? Against Joshua Zirkzee. The crowd believe it. The crowd are desperate for it. Joshua Zirkzee up against Christy Pym. Zirkzee finds the corner. 5-5. That's a really good penalty, by the way. Christy Pym dived the wrong way, but it was a good penalty nonetheless from Zirkzee, which quite literally silenced the crowd. My heart is beating so fast. Next up for Grimsby, it is going to be Geze David Churi is stepping up, another one of their substitutes. It's sudden death, and it's pressure on the both teams to not miss. Turi to step up against Onana to make it 6-5 to Grimsby in the shootout. They take the lead again. It's Turi. 6-5 to Grimsby. If they keep scoring, it's pressure on Man United time and time again. And they're hoping that at once, surely something's got to give. It's 6-5 to Grimsby. Man United must score again. Some can't even bear to watch. Kobbie Mainoo. All week it's been all about him. He needs minutes. He's not been favoured by the manager. Well, this could be his chance to make his kind of voice in the manager's head to say, I need to start Gaffer. Kobbie Mainoo with a pressure penalty. Man United 7th to make it 6-all in the shootout to keep it alive. Miss and Grimsby are through. Kobbie Mainoo against Christy Pym. Kobbie Mainoo. 6-6. Lovely penalty again. I gotta say, from those who took the first 5, the penalties have just gotten better. 7 taken each. It's 6-6. And my nerves aren't even anywhere left. I don't think there's any nerves left. I mean, I can't believe what I'm watching at the minute. Right, Grimsby with their 8th penalty coming up. And it's going to be Jaden Sweeney to make it to try and make it 7-6. He's a left footer, which some say is a worry. Grimsby to step up to take the lead once again in the shootout. Jaden Sweeney, 7-6. My goodness me. I mean, if my nerves are bad and I don't support either team, I don't know what their nerves are like, those Grimsby fans, or even the Man United fans. Must score penalty again for United. Harry Maguire stepping up. He scored the equaliser with his head to bring it to penalties. Can Christy Pym deny him in the shootout to win it for Grimsby? Harry Maguire to level things for Man United in the shootout again after 8 penalties apiece. Maguire against Christy Pym. Harry Maguire, little run up, right footed, finds the corner. 7-7. I mean, I think we need to have this draw sometime soon. 8 penalties apiece. 7-7. What a penalty, by the way, from Maguire. Pym dived to his left. Maguire put it the opposite corner. 7-7. I can't take this anymore. Honestly, I can't take it. Some are saying it might go to goalkeepers in the chat. It might do at this rate. Here comes Curry for Grimsby now. Evan Curry to give them the lead again in the shootout. I don't know how many times I've said that again. Curry steps up, and it's scored. Onana got a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out again. 8-7. He's had a few where he should have saved them, Onana. But he couldn't keep that one out. 8-7. Sudden death is getting even more tantalising as it continues. And next up for United to take their 9th penalty in the shootout is Matthijs de Ligt. Also come off the bench at half-time. De Ligt against Christy Pym. Another centre-back to step up for United. De Ligt finds the net. Christy Pym was moved. 8-8. Keeper didn't move there. Wow. He knows that was a chance there, Christy Pym. He knows it was. 10th penalty now for each team. And next up for Grimsby is going to be the man who scored their 2nd goal tonight. The man who was in the Man United youth team as a boy. Tyrell Warren. Stepping up for Grimsby Town against the team he was with as a young boy. Tyrell Warren to give Grimsby the lead again. 9-8. Onana dived out of the way of that one. Went the wrong way. And Tyrell Warren found the opposite corner. 9-8. After, can you believe, 19 penalties have been taken. And 17 have been scored. 2 have been saved. It is now for Man United. Benjamin Šeško on his debut for Man United. Couldn't score in the 90 minutes. Can he level Man United in the shootout for 9-9? Benjamin Šeško against Christy Pym. Christy Pym couldn't save it. 9-9. At this rate we could be here all bloody night. Well, it is, I think, up to the goalkeepers now. Because it's 10 penalties taken each. So all of the outfield players have taken them. It's to the goalkeepers. Pressure. Well, it's Christy Pym to step up for Grimsby against Onana to give his team the lead, and then they'll swap places if it stays as it is. Christy Pym, 10-9. And now it's up to Onana. 21 penalties taken, and Grimsby lead by 10 goals to 9. Onana has to score to keep it alive. He's made 2 mistakes to give Grimsby 2 goals tonight. Andre Onana up against Christy Pym, goalkeeper v keeper. Scores 10-10. I can't take this. We have to stop at some point, surely. And we're now back to the start again. So all players on the field have taken all penalties. 22 taken. And 20 scored, 10 apiece. And it's all the way back to the man who started it all. A good probably 20 minutes ago now. It's Caoimhan. Jaze Caoimhan. For the 23rd penalty. For the 2nd time in the shootout. Caoimhan to step up against Onana. To try and make it 11-10. Caoimhan steps up. And scores 11-10. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Bruno Fernandes up again. He scored his first one. He missed at the weekend, remember. He scored his first one in the shootout tonight. Now time for take 2 for the Man United captain against Christy Pym, who dived the wrong way in the first one. Amorim can't bear to watch. He's in the dugout. Can't look. He's rocking himself like a little baby. Bruno Fernandes to step up to make it 11-11 in the shootout. Bruno Fernandes against Christy Pym again for the 2nd time in the shootout. Fernandes finds the corner. He doesn't even find the corner, he finds the net. 11-11. It's getting ridiculous now. I want someone to miss or someone to make a save. But it's tantalising. 11-11. 24 penalties taken. And 22 of them scored. Next up for Grimsby. I can't actually see who that is. It's the number 18. I've forgotten who's taken penalties tonight. Number 18. Who is it? Dara Burns. to take the 25th penalty of the shootout. Dara Burns against Onana. Finds it in the net again. Onana dived the right way, got a hand to it again, but he couldn't keep it out again. 12-11. I mean, if we're doing a highlights package for this game, no matter what happens, we'll be going at 15 minutes for a highlights package here. 12-11. Oh my goodness. Onana dived the right way, but he couldn't keep it out again. And now it's back to Brian and Burmo. Scored for Man United the first time round, I think. At this rate, who bloody knows who missed. And it's up to Mbomo to level it again. Sudden death. Miss in the right. Score and they keep it alive. Mbomo against Pym. Surely something. He's hit the crossbar! Manchester United are out! Can you believe it? The woodwork denies Brian Mbomo. It wasn't even the goalkeeper after all that. 25 penalties taken. It took a mere mile to get there. But they're flooding the pitch. Grimsby Town have one of the most unbelievable cup upsets in the Carabao Cup history. They've beaten Manchester United 2-2 inside 90 minutes. And after 26 penalties taken, Grimsby have won by 12 penalties to 11. This is a night that will be going down in Cup history as one of the most unbelievable nights in Cup history. Wow. League 2 Grimsby Town become the very first side to knock Manchester United out as a League 2 opponent. Man United have never, ever, ever before been beaten in the League Cup by a 4th tier team. Well, tonight is a night in history that happens for the very first time in history. After penalties in this League Cup round, second round tie, it has finished. Grimsby 2, Man United 2. Grimsby win 12-11 on penalties. What a night. And we've still got a draw to come soon. My goodness me. This will go down in history. Wonderful. Just wonderful. They fought all the way back, United, but in the shootout they were eventually beaten 12-11. Cue the disparity, cue the anger, cue the heartbreak, but cue the absolute unbelievable scenes here at Blundell Park. The pitch has been invaded and they cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I'm sure you can't either. What a night we have witnessed here at Blundell Park. No one gave them a hope's chance before kickoff. But what we say all the time in football, if there's a will, there's a way. If there's a chance, there's always an opportunity. And for Grimsby Town, they had their will, they have their way, they had their chance, and they've taken their opportunity. Grimsby Town have knocked Manchester United out of the Carabao Cup in the second round. This is unbelievable. We will be back to react to this and also to get the draw for you, which will be coming up shortly. We will be back for all of that very, very soon. Do stay with us because you do not want to miss the draw and our reaction to what has happened here tonight. Grimsby have knocked Man United out of the Carabao Cup. We'll be back in a moment. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal! Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible! Welcome back to Carabao Cup Live here this evening. Great to have you with us for this one. What scenes at Blundell Park. We've taken a breath, we've reset, we've had a drink, we've reset again. What a night at Blundell Park. Manchester United are out of the Carabao Cup at the second round at the hands of Grimsby Town, who have knocked them out on penalties. They led 2-0 Grimsby. Man United came all the way back to 2-2, took it to penalties, and after 26 penalties, it was Brian Mbeumo whose second penalty of the shootout hit the crossbar, and that is what sent Grimsby through to round 3. And one of the most unbelievable cup upsets in Carabao Cup history. Unbelievable. Thank you all for joining us. Do get involved in the chat. We have the draw, by the way, for the third round coming up very, very soon for you. But we're going to talk. We said I showed you a graphic before kickoff, and a lot of you might not have seen it because you might not have been here. But this is a graphic that we showed you before kickoff about parallels with the 2014-15 season for Man United. They started their home season with a loss by 1 goal. They did that this season. They then went away from home in match day 2, drew 1-1. They did that this season. They then had a League Cup tie in the second round against a lower league team, which they lost, and they've done that this season. It's deja vu from the 2014-15 season start to this season start for Manchester United. Can you believe it? There it is. I'll leave that graphic up there for a moment just to, allow you to digest it and understand it. And then we'll talk you through the third round draw, which will be on the way very, very shortly. Of course, expecting it to be delayed a slight bit due to the fact of the penalty shootout that was delayed for quite a while. But my goodness, what will the discourse be at Old Trafford? What will the discourse be amongst Man United fans? If you're a Man United fan in the chat this evening, do get involved. Let us know what you think of what we've seen here this evening. And if there's any Grimsby fans here with us, do let us know what you're making of tonight. Are you going to have a party? Are you going to have a great night? I'm sure you are, because what a night it is. And those fans at Blundell Park and those in and around watching from around the world, watching and tuning into tonight's Carabao Cup fixture, probably expecting Man United to get the job done against a League 2 opponent, but they didn't. And I will read this stat again that I read out to you earlier on. Man United, before tonight, had a 100% progression rate. They had never, ever been knocked out in the League Cup when facing a team from the 4th tier of English football. And Grimsby Town are the first team to ever do that to Man United. And that is history in the making tonight. Incredible stuff for Grimsby Town. Right, so we'll let that graphic breathe for the seconds. And then we'll bring you through all the ball numbers for the third round draw, and also the procedure for the third round draw, which isn't, it's complicated, but it's also easy when you get to understand it. So we'll talk you through that in a moment. Let's get to some chats, by the way. Come on this evening for this one. Daniel says, I got my wish. Chill says, yes. Joe beer. Says, oh, let's go. George Fleming says, no, 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 multiple times in the chat. Kai says, wow. Laughing emojis as well is coming in. Lols. Kai says, I'm so happy right now. Up the Grim says, ESRD. George Fleming a little bit annoyed there in the chats. Dan says, way, see you United as well. Dex Sim says, Grimsby are in League 2, by the way. They are in League 2, by the way. 3 divisions lower than Manchester United. All amounts to nothing, though, George. Chadwick, there. The jersey's going in the bin. Lol, a bit tongue-in-cheek. And JM says, lol. Muffin says, who won? I'm slow. I don't think you're that slow, Muffin. But to remind you, just if anybody is a bit slow or doesn't understand what's just happened, let me reiterate it. Grimsby Town of League 2, the 4th tier of English football. They're 3 divisions below Manchester United. And they are the first team ever in history from the 4th tier to knock Man United out of the League Cup. They've done it on penalties after leading 2-0 in the game. Man United got it back to 2-2, but in the end it went to penalties. And after 26 penalties taken, Grimsby won 12-11 on penalties. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Lone Wolf says, wow, Man United are finished. Well, it's no wins in their first 3 games of the season. They lost to Arsenal in the home opener in the Premier League in the opening weekend of the season last weekend. Then the weekend just gone, they drew away to Fulham and now lost tonight on penalties to Grimsby. They now head into their next game, Manchester United, at home to Burnley in the Premier League on Saturday at 3 o'clock, looking for their first win of the season in the Premier League. The last Premier League victory for Man United, listen to this, because they went unbeaten towards the end of winless at the end of last season. Man United's last league victory came away at Leicester back in March against Leicester City, who are relegated now, in March. They lost to Forest, drew with City, lost to Newcastle, lost to Wolves, drew with Bournemouth, lost to Brentford, lost to West Ham, lost to Chelsea in all of their games ending the Premier League season. They won against Aston Villa on the final day. That was their last Premier League victory, but that was the run of games that they failed to win in that run, and they have failed to win any of their first 2 Premier League games of this season. Incredible. But Brian Mbeumo's penalty that came crashing off the crossbar, and that ended the night for Man United, and it just started a party at Blundell Park, which we're seeing the scenes of again. Unbelievable. Thank you very much for joining us. And a young kid there in Grimsby colours says, United get battered everywhere they go. He had on a little banner there he was holding up on top of his dad's arms. That is what this means. That is what this means. It is an unbelievable night for Grimsby Town. Unbelievable for a club that deserve it so much. And, I mean, their name will go down in history as the only team to have beaten Man United in the League Cup as a team in the 4th tier of English football. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable. Right, we'll have the 3rd round draw for you very shortly. We're going to round up all of the scores from around the games. They're the ball numbers. We'll get those in a moment. But here are the results from tonight, and then we'll recap last night's results to tell you who's all through then. Everton, 2-0 winners against Mansfield tonight in the Carabao Cup. 2-0 winners on the night. Carlos Alcaraz and Beto with 2 second-half goals, knocking out League 1 opposition. It was Premier League V Championship at Craven Cottage. Fulham 2-0 winners against Bristol City. George Tanner with an own goal and Raul Jimenez, both goals coming in the first half to secure victory for Fulham. And Brighton, 6-0 winners away at Oxford United of the Championship. Buscaglia and Gruda with 2 goals in the first half. It was then Gomez with a third. 2 goals from Stefanos Tsimas to make it 4 and then 5, and the final goal from Brighton scored by Tom Watson, set up by Tsimas, and that made it 6-0 to Brighton. And of course, as you see there, Grimsby 2-2 against Man United, Grimsby winning a 12-11 on penalties. Right, a quick look at the ball numbers then, we'll look at last night's results, apologies, first from the Carabao Cup. Here they are. Reading 2-1 winners against Wimbledon. Cambridge 3-1 against Charlton. Wolves needed 2 goals from Jorgen Strand-Larsen to beat West Ham 3-2. Doncaster won 2-0 away at Accrington. Barnsley 2, Rotherham 1. Port Vale coming over Championship Birmingham as a League One side to knock them out. Port Vale winning 1-0. Brentford 2-0 winners in that All-Premier League tie. It was penalties for Wycombe to see off Bromley, but Bromley, who knocked out Ipswich in round 1, thought they were going to do it again against Wycombe, but it was Wycombe that secured the win on penalties. Burnley ended up 2-1 winners against Derby with the late goal. Lincoln 1-0 winners away at Burton. Cardiff 3-0 against Cheltenham. Millwall 2-1 against Coventry. Southampton headed to Norwich and won 3-0. Wrexham late comeback. Kiefer Moore with a late goal secured a 3-2 win for against Preston for Wrexham. Bradford, a second scalping in as many rounds for Bradford. They knocked out Blackburn in the first round, knocked out Stoke, both championship sides, in the second round. 3-0 it finished there. Huddersfield needed penalties to see off Premier League Sunderland. Swansea needed penalties to see off Plymouth. Wigan 1-0 winners against Stockport. And Sheffield Wednesday needed penalties to see off Premier League Leeds United. As some Grimsby reaction is coming in on the feed here at the moment. So that's all the results from round 2. So a reminder of the teams that are into round 3 then. From last night: Reading, Cambridge, Wolves, Doncaster, Barnsley, Port Vale, Brentford, Wycombe, Burnley, Lincoln, Cardiff, Millwall, Southampton, Wrexham, Bradford City, Huddersfield Town, Swansea City, Wigan Athletic and Sheffield Wednesday. And from tonight's fixtures: Everton, Fulham, Brighton and Grimsby Town, all through to round 3. Now, those are 23 teams that have progressed from the second round. We can tell you about what happens from round 3 then. And I can tell you that there are 32 teams in round 3. That's 16 ties in total. 9 teams will join us from the Premier League. Those are 9 Premier League sides that are involved in European competitions this season: Champions League, Europa League and Conference League. They include Crystal Palace in the Conference League, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Newcastle, Arsenal, Manchester City and Liverpool are all of those sides, and Tottenham, all of those sides that are European sides from the Premier League joining us in round 3, and the 23 teams from progressing from round 2 are all into round 3. A quick look at all the ball numbers then, while I tell you the procedure. So these are the ball numbers for the Carabao Cup third round draw. And I can tell you, fixtures will take place across 2 weeks, the 15th and the 22nd of September, the midweeks including those 2 dates. There are additional conditions, though, to this one to ensure that clubs participating in the Champions League or Europa League cannot meet each other in round 3 of the League Cup. This will ensure that both teams drawn on each tie will be able to fulfil the fixture in one of the allocated weeks. So therefore, Arsenal can't face Chelsea because they both play in the Champions League, and they can't face each other in round 3 due to the European football clash that would be caused. It would be impossible for it to be rescheduled if they did meet in the third round because of European football. So therefore, they've had a pre-draw, which was done before tonight, or before the kickoff in the Grimsby Man United game tonight. The pre-draw was done. That included all 8 teams that are involved in the Champions League and Europa League that will be affected by this clash. Crystal Palace of the Conference League will not be affected because the Conference League doesn't start till October. So the 8 teams that are involved in the Champions League and Europa League teams are Arsenal, as I'm reading down the ball numbers here, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest and Tottenham Hotspur are all 8 teams that will be in a separate bowl for the main draw. Now, earlier on, a pre-draw was done to decide whether those 8 teams will be home or away, and it will be done in an order of which it was drawn earlier. So I can tell you from the pre-draw that the first team out of those 8 that are drawn will be away, the second team will be away, the third team will be away, the fourth will be at home, the 5th and 6th will be away, and the 7th and 8th will be at home. Now, it will be the order of which they are drawn. Now, in the main draw, the way they will do it, there will be 2 separate bowls. Bowl 1 will have all 8 teams of the Champions League and Europa League teams in one bowl, and the other 24 teams, Crystal Palace, and the other 23 teams that progress from round 2 will all be in another bowl. Then they will draw the first 8 ties to be drawn will be from alternating bowls. So bowl 1 and with the European teams a ball will be picked out. Then a ball from bowl 2, which includes the 24 other teams, will be drawn. That will be done for the first 8 ties, and the procedure which the pre-draw was done will decide which teams will be at home and away for the first 8 ties. For the other 8 ties, we got to say that it will be drawn as normal. That the remaining sides for the other 8 ties, the remaining 16 teams then at that point will be drawn as normal from one singular bowl. It is a bit complicated, it is a bit convoluted, it is a bit difficult to get your head around, but we will keep you right up to date. We will surely not let you miss a thing when it comes to that. The draw will be done very, very shortly, by the way. Those are the ball numbers, so we'll run you through these now. At the moment, Arsenal are number 1. Number 2 is Aston Villa. Barnsley of League 1 are number 3. Bradford City are number 4. Brentford are number 5. Burnley are number 6. Cambridge United are 7. Cardiff are 8. 9 is Chelsea. 10 is Crystal Palace. Doncaster are 11. Huddersfield are 12. Lincoln are 13. Number 14 is Liverpool. Number 15 is Manchester City. Millwall are number 16. The holders Newcastle are number 17. 18 is Nottingham Forest. Port Vale are 19. Reading are 20. 21 is Sheffield Wednesday. 22 is Southampton. Swansea City are number 23. Tottenham Hotspur are number 24. Wigan are number 25. Number 26 is Wolves. 27 is Wrexham. And Wycombe are number 28. 29 is Everton. Number 30 is Fulham. Number 31 is Grimsby. And number 32 is Brighton and Hove Albion. Right, that is our ball numbers. And we will let you know when the draw is about to get underway. It's going to be in a few minutes. They're on a break, and the broadcaster now. They will be back from that break, and I believe the draw will be done then. It is 36 minutes past 10 on this Wednesday evening. We hope to not keep you here longer than you want to be, but if you want to hear the draw and who will play who in round 3, do stay with us. We'll be back with the draw in a few minutes' time. Do stay with us. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through. Wants to add a 4th. And does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to Carabao Cup second round live here in LFS. We're just awaiting on the draw to be done here this evening for round 3 of the competition after our incredible night that we've seen Grimsby knock out Manchester United from the third round. Or from the second round, apologies. But we will see that draw coming up very shortly. And a reminder for you, we will have the draw live in a second, and I will be coming up on your screen to show you that draw in a moment. We are waiting on the draw to be done, so you're not missing anything, don't worry about that. We will bring you the draw as soon as we possibly can to you. We're waiting on the broadcaster to get it done. we will bring you right from the draw centre. That's what I'm going to call it. I'll call it the draw centre, why not? And let's head into the draw centre then. There we go. I was trying to figure that one out. Right, all the numbers are on the screen there, so we should be ready to go then for this one. And we will show you the ball numbers again. Here they are. Quick look at the ball numbers for you. And a quick look at them once more before we head through. And remember the pre-draw. I'll let you know about the pre-draw. All of the fixtures, as you can see here. So if you look to your screen, underneath the headline there, the fixtures will come up one by one as they are drawn. And there's a quick look at the ball numbers once again. Right, this is going to be a real task on my hands. My typing skills are going to be a question here. Going to need a bigger ball, maybe the Super Bowl. Yeah, it is confusing, but the first 8 ties to be drawn will all include the Champions League or Europa League teams, and we will tell you which way they go. And we done the pre-draw, so the first team of those teams drawn will be away from home, and I'll keep you right up to date there. Let's see. And let's, fingers crossed, that there's no disruption with the draw. Because if we waited long enough, we want to get it done and dusted now. Let's see. Oh. Right, who is going to face a team? Number 19, that is Port Vale. And they will host number 1, Arsenal. Port Vale hosting Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, the 2-time winners, lost the semi-final last season to Newcastle. Port Vale, of course, knocked out Championship Birmingham last night in round 2. Next up, number 23, Swansea City. They will also be home, and they will host number 18, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest knocked out by Newcastle in round 2 last season, take on a Swansea City side who narrowly beat Plymouth on penalties last night. Right, our next team drawn will also be at home here. Number 13, Lincoln City. And who will they host? Number 9, and that is Chelsea. Chelsea, of course, knocked out in round 4 to Newcastle last season. And Lincoln City, who won 1-0 away at Burton last night in round 2. Right, the next team drawn will be at home. That will be a European team. Number 24, Tottenham Hotspur, are at home. And they will face, this will be a non-European team, of course. And they will face number 11, and that is Doncaster Rovers. 2-0 winners against Accrington Stanley last night. Doncaster and Tottenham beaten semi-finalists against Liverpool last season. Right, the next team out will also be at home. It will be a non-European team, and that will be number 5, Brentford, a Premier League side. Oh, this is a tough one. It could be an all-Premier League tie. It will be an all-Premier League tie. Number 2, Aston Villa. That's a great tie. Aston Villa, of course, knocked out in round 4 last season. Brentford, who beat Bournemouth last night in an all-Premier League tie, and they have another one for round 3. Right, that is number 6 coming, and this will be another non-European team first. They will be number 12, and that is Huddersfield Town. And they will be at home. And they will be home to number 15, Manchester City. Home to Man City. Right, the final 2 teams will be at home. And the final 2 teams here. Number 14 is Liverpool, the 10-time winners of this competition. And they, of course, the beaten finalists against Newcastle last season. They will host number 22, Southampton, at Anfield. And the final European team to be decided, brought out here, is number 17. And that is Newcastle United, the holders of the competition. And they will host number 4, that is Bradford City, who've knocked out some big sides already in this competition, beating Stoke last night. And the last time they knocked out two teams in the same season, Bradford City, they went to the final. Right, that's the pre-draw done. All the European sides are dealt with. So now it's just a normal draw. Number 21 is out there at home, Sheffield Wednesday. They beat Leeds on penalties last night in round 2. And who's going to Hillsborough? It's going to be number 31, Grimsby Town. Here, right on the scene here tonight. It's Grimsby. Next up, tie number 10. Number 26 is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Beat West Ham at home last night in a 3-2 victory. Fellow Premier League team. And number 29 will be their opponents. That is going to be Everton. Another All-Premier League tie for Wolves. Next up, number 10, and that is Crystal Palace. They're a European team, but they weren't involved in the pre-draw. So Crystal Palace, knocked out in the quarter-final by Arsenal last season, Palace. And number 16, Millwall. Ooh, London Derby at Sellers Park. That's going to be a tasty one. Palace against Millwall. That's a perfect draw. Next up, number 6, that's Burnley. Had to face off Derby last night, 2-1. Late winner in that one, Championship Derby. And number 8 is going to be going to Turf Moor, Cardiff City of League One. They beat Cheltenham 3-0 last night. Next up, number 27. They are Wrexham at the Stoke Kairas. They've got a home tie. Who do Wrexham face? Number 20, Reading. League One Reading beat Wimbledon 2-1 at home last night. And Wrexham had that comeback victory against Preston. Next up is number 25. That's going to be Wigan Athletic. They had a home tie in round 2. They have a home tie in round 3. They beat Stockport County last night. Fraser Murray with a goal. And next up, number 28, Wycombe Wanderers. They are into round 3. And that is almost us. Next up, number 3. That is Barnsley. Beat Rotherham 2-1 last night. Coming from behind, Barnsley. Russell and Phillips with the goals. Play number 32, Brighton and Hove Albion. Barnsley-Brighton there. And in our final tie then, who's at home? Number 30, Fulham. Beaten Bristol City here tonight. They lost on penalties to Preston in round 3 last season, Fulham. They've faced number 7, Cambridge United. And Cambridge, of course, 3-1 winners against Charlton last night. There are the ties for the third round of the Carabao Cup. Let's recap them for you. Port Vale host Arsenal. That's a big tie at Vale Park. Nottingham Forest head away to Swansea City. Lincoln City host Chelsea. Tottenham host Doncaster Rovers. It's an all-Premier League tie as Brentford face Aston Villa. League One Huddersfield, who knocked out a Premier League side last night, have another Premier League side. It's Manchester City. Liverpool have a home tie against Southampton. The holders Newcastle are at home to Bradford City, who already have 2 away scalpings, but of both championship teams. At Sheffield Wednesday, they host Grimsby Town, our heroes of the night, and another All-Premier League tie at Molineux. Wolves take on Everton. A firm London derby at Sellers Park to come. Millwall head to Crystal Palace. Burnley hosts Cardiff City. Wrexham face Reading. Wycombe head to Wigan. Barnsley host Premier League Brighton. And Fulham have a home draw against Cambridge United. That is the third round of the Carabao Cup. They will be played across the weeks of September the 15th and September the 22nd. And it will be confirmed in due course which week each teams will play, and it will surely be split mostly equally across the 2 weeks. But we'll let you know. It will be known in due course, and of course we will be covering the third round of the Carabao Cup here in LFS. And there's some tasty ties in there, a couple of All-Premier League ties as well in there. Right, that's it from us tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to leave you with a draw here, but thank you very much for joining us. It's been a great night. Grimsby Town are the heroes at Blundell Park, and I can tell you, remember, they're the only side as a fourth-tier team in English football to beat Manchester United in the League Cup. Grimsby Town are through to round 3, and they've got a trip to Sheffield Wednesday next. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in round 3. Night-night.